Our past, assassinate our party. I want woman used to come in our party. I want you to call on it. She watched the show. She used to come in our party. I don't want to call in our party no more. But again, let me say this to you. It's very, very important that everybody should understand, right? This government is failing. What happened at the Justice Ministry? The pure massive corruption. What happened with the LBR National Police? Oh, I have nothing to say, cartel getting money. That's not my argument that Rachel said. Let's bring everybody on the show. I see Dr. Motion, they call him Dr. Brooklyn, right? The man, he doesn't know how to sing. I'm not even going to play that singing thing, right? It's a serious day today. I'm seeing my brother Winfred Russell on the show. I'm seeing Fubi Heron coming back with a Liberian flair on. I am seeing Hussein Fadiga on the show. But what we are seeing, ladies and gentlemen, go on your Facebook page. Go on, look. The government is in some serious sugar honey iced tea. Gregory Coleman said the Department for Car Transportation shouldn't talk. Also, twice said the beginning of the talk from someone at a radio station that's serving as a PR radio man that can do the press something. He messed up. Look, the ministry got to be investigated. The ministry has to be investigated. Look, that's a serious issue. Somebody eating the government money or the government decided to get in a BM speed. What is it? You cannot hide it. Somebody eating money and President Biden, maybe he doesn't know. Or maybe he knows and he cares less. Which is which? No, welcome to the show. Dr. Richardson and all the doctor in the house. It's discouraging. Guys, do you believe in the Justice Ministry report that he never had no car? He was begging Gregory Coleman for a car. Do you believe that nonsense? We're talking about cocaine. We're talking about Joe Avatar going to court tomorrow. We're talking about we're talking about Friday. Forget Friday. Friday, President Biden said, you don't pay attention to drugs bad. But again, you don't let me talk, man. Do you believe in also 12 report that he begged Gregory Coleman for car? Do you believe that? Do you believe that they sent for this amount of car and what is in our possession here? Countries and cities getting so angry. Why Liberian government officials have to lie on the name? We're going to put an email up, Damo. We're going to put it up. Look at the main reply here. The people are angry. The gentleman need request for verification of procurement record, LBR National Police vehicle procurement. They wrote them. The man's name is Peter, but they spell it Peter, P-I-E, Peter, E-R, Wilmans, W-I-E-M-E-R. His email address, I'll put everything up for you to reach out to him. His phone number, I will put it up for you to reach out. You want to see the man reply. The man said the Liberian government is a bloody life. The man said the people, the Liberian government owe him his money and they cut the contract. They use a gentleman called Nabe. That one you got a report? Can you put it up?
Yes, sir.
Yo, you got it yet, right?
No, let me check. You're talking about the one from the email?
Yeah, the one from Dodge Health BB. Dodge Health BB. Listen, I can get Vero Martin calling a 12212 or Costa or whoever, but let's discuss the fact. Dr. Richardson, let's discuss the fact. The whole government operation looked like a BM operation. The begging each other for car, money in the budget, money not in the budget, they sign a contract on an individual name. You don't. May God save our state. Welcome to the show. Share the show. Happy Flag Day to all of you. Wherever you are celebrating your Flag Day, it's going to be a wonderful one today. We want to say welcome to Spoon Talk. Let's go ahead. Let's shoot. Let's have fun. And let's discuss the issue concerning Liberia. Our country is in a serious place. Yeah, we can talk about the drugs issue. Yeah, we can coordinate. Some may be allegation, but some are just the reality. The government is falling behind. The government is falling behind. We had a little phone call yesterday in America. The people say, yeah, you have 14 to 8 say they like what the government doing in Liberia. You have 13 to 9. The people say that the government is doing worse. You know, the people are speaking, and now we get to car business again, and the government cannot even defend the common thing, which company, how much money was sent to them, how many cars they bought. Also, to confuse the chicken. I mean, can you imagine? Dr. Richardson, welcome to the show. Let's get into it. I'm going to show all this email. We've been very busy today. We reached out to the Brooklyn Park Police Director. Look, the director, the commissioner of Brooklyn Park, the man said something that is scary. The men, they are angry. They have never received, Dr. Boplet, the volume of call and email from Liberian inquiring about whether they were involved in the purchase of vehicle with the Liberia National Police. He begging every Liberian, say, please, we have heard your cry, we open an investigation. The volume of calls, the message, they have never received it. People in Minnesota and also, he gave the phone number. He said, he told them, he said, you put my phone number up. He gave him his email address. You know, the people here, they won't receive emergency call, Diamond. But Liberians are calling and emailing and calling and emailing. It's a distraction. So they have taken it to the whole different level. And some people say they want to call DHS to open an investigation. The company called, harassing company, the owners, what kind of game, how much money. And this thing getting serious, folks. It getting serious. Also, on the Dodge car, Liberia National Police on the Minnesota car. What else the government doing we don't know about? Richardson told you will sit down here and look at me.
So I want to say hello to all of my fellow panelists. Diamond, how are you doing? It was good. It's good seeing you. Dr. Butler, it's good seeing you. My own cousin, Winfred Russell, it's good seeing you, cousin-in-law. Henry Kubi, how are you doing? And Fadika, how are you? Well, Sinton, I think we need a reset in the government. But before I even speak with the government, I just want everybody to know I had a wonderful Happy Flag Day to Liberians. Thank you for joining us. Hope you share the show. I had a wonderful Flag Day. I connected with Liberians in South Jersey. You know, South Jersey is a spread out population, type of a place that Liberians that I've been living in this area for at least 25 years, and I have not encountered as many Liberians in South Jersey as I have. I even learned today, and I just came from the farm. They actually had a potato greens there, Center. I was thinking about you eating potato greens. I came from the farm.
I don't know potato greens from the farm. I don't trust them.
That business. I don't even know why you require me.
I don't want. I can't
get back. I'm getting to the topic. Just give me time.
I don't want no potato green for no farm.
Let me just talk. Shout out to Mr. Marcus Bolo and his wife. They are running a farm, you know, where they.
I will show you. Send a shout out tomorrow. I beg you, Mama.
That
Richardson, we can't get in the topic. You bring up that with shout out, Mama. Shout out to the He gave you free potato green. He gave you free potato green.
You gotta go to your farm and pick. I don't want anything free.
And you told me not to pay for it, right? That's why you say shout out, because you gave you free potato green.
No, I just like to support my own. I know how far the dollar can go in our own community. That's why. Okay, so I'm gonna give shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Morris Bolo. They sell they farm potato greens, flour saw, okra, pepper. If you want any in South Jersey,
look what the woman doing. Look what the woman doing to us today.
Let me just tell you guys back to the topic. Okay, the so much fun. It was so therapeutic and relaxing. I got bit by mosquitoes and everything. It was just it worked, and it was just very nice. Just being out in the farm, picking your own potato greens.
Thank you very much, Dr. Richardson. We gotta go. Thank you very much for the shout out to them.
So let me just go. So I think that our government, like you said, completely needs a reset. So you know, you got to ask yourself an important question that you asked that stuck with me over the weekend was like, who does this benefit? This kind of poor interesting publicity that our country is getting, who does it benefit? You know, you just obviously said that it doesn't benefit the people of Liberia because in the diaspora, because there it is, they continue to call Minnesota Police Department. The people are so overwhelmed with their calls. It will continue. We heard the plane landed with 5 members, with 20 members. 5 members decided that they were not getting down in Liberia. So they had to take them to Equatorial Guinea, or I think of Guinea-Bissau, one of the Guineas they took them to. So who does it benefit? It doesn't benefit us. So I believe that the government should just get a reset on everything. Every single department, can they do this? They need to do a smart plan, okay? A plan that is subjective. The president of our country needs to ask the head to come up with a subjective plan, a plan that is measurable. I said today, starting in August. In the next 3 months, this is what we're going to do. If you are Mo Ali, you're working at Water and Sewer, you're going to work this department. If that's Painesville, the little amount of Painesville, you're going to put water in this department.
Thank you very much, John Richardson. We'll come back to it.
I'm still speaking.
Richardson, we gotta go. We come back to it. I beg you, man. We'll come back to it. Just an intro, Dr. Richardson. It's not 5-minute conversation yet.
Ask me for my feeling.
Yeah, but you know, you use all your time. You use all your time on the farm, Dr. Richardson. You use all your time on the farm.
This is not right. What you can be doing to us, I swear, you can be doing
Dr. Richardson, you use all your time on the farm.
This is not right.
Dr. Richardson, we are not farmers. You use all your time on the farm. Go pick
but yes, it's too far.
You gotta go. Anybody want to give the opening time to Dr. Richardson?
This is not nice.
Let me get you myself a farm. How many times will you have a plow and play? Go to the African store and buy it. You go to mosquito. You
understand the value of therapy, just being a farmer. You understand that value.
That therapy we came on farm.
From your canton.
That therapy we came on farm. I can say, why never I get therapy. I can go right in the gym and get therapy. That therapy we came on farm. That's what that Richardson. I'm understand therapy to go on farm. So all the old men that are on the farm that they are doing therapeutic intervention.
That's why you didn't want to see old men and you see wasting time. That's more on the topic.
So let me bring it. I'm not even going to go to that problem because you waste my time. You're that today on the show. I got to skip you. You're going to waste our time. Let me bring you back to that. No, not that problem. You will waste my time. You are not a therapeutic intervention lecturer.
No, you want to hear from me. You want to hear from me, Stan.
No, because I'm telling you. I beg you. Don't bring. I won't go to Fadiga. Maybe not Fadiga, Grosso, and Fubi area. You're coming with too much therapeutic talk. Like, we don't need therapeutic talk. We need action. We need something.
That's what I'm therapy. Drama. They were talking about how we let drama be said. I will let drama.
Let me go to therapeutic. You let me go therapy business. We are talking about us for lying to the Liberian government, lying about
what you don't think something is interesting going on.
It's nothing therapeutic us for twice. He just lied us all. Period. Nothing therapeutic with him. Nothing therapeutic with him. It's not
if the people, if it's okay to just lie just for the sake of lying, if there's not something not going on, you ask your fellow panelists because they're being both words. They're being Liberian.
I'm gonna open the line and ask Liberian.
Yeah.
Whether us for 12 lie, it got something to do with therapeutic.
No. Ask him if just lying for the sake of lying, as you said, is okay. If they don't think there's something inherently wrong about that.
You sure you want me to do that with Liberian people in Liberia?
Why not? You gotta put this.
Go ahead, man. That Richardson, go ahead, man.
You're underestimating Liberian people. You ready?
Okay. I'm happy that you. I'm happy that you're talking. I'm happy that you're not sad. I'm happy that the mosquito bit you. Scorpions also bite you. That only mosquito bite you, and that's why you still talking. That scorpion, you won't be talking. Go back on that farm. That'll both like the store.
I'll tell you later.
So good evening to Stanton, to all my friends, panelists, those who watch, those who listen. It's good to be back on the show. Still, I've been traveling, trying to do some project work for education in Liberia to help our children. But I'm back. I'm back here. It's good to be back. But Stanton, before Doc started talking, you said you want to get off the show. You will get off the show. Your blood pressure goes. It can lower blood pressure. It can relax nerve. So you want to hear about that thing. It's organic. The farm, it feeds, it enriches you. You're healthier. You're more relaxed. Right now, I bet you your blood pressure now drops small. Check it. It now drops small. So let's talk about the issue. Let's talk about the issue. So,
I'm not going on farm that about that. You want me to go on farm? We're not going on farm.
I said check your blood pressure. I said check your blood pressure.
My blood pressure is always fine.
No, you are running off the show. You told Dama
I was running off the show because I also
don't nowhere. Your blood pressure will be all right. Stay right here.
It's good to see you, that about that.
No, look. So we know where we are, and it's a serious stuff. Sometimes when you're investigating one thing, you're looking for one thing, you find some other things. That's why it's called investigation. I think the one thing we want to be consistent about is pushing the envelope, asking the questions, and leaning in with healthy pressure so that we get answers. Why? Because tomorrow, Liberia will be better for it. The thing with the justice minister and new things we're hearing, I don't know. But what I do know is that everything that comes into play will be investigated. One of the things I would rather like to see the government and the communication arm do is to move quickly. When things come up, you huddle, you get answers, and then you communicate with the public. You don't leave the public hanging. Gaps create room for all these kind of speculative things. And that, to me, is one way we can help this, not only this process, but help the Republic to keep moving forward. The communication arm of the president of this government needs to move quickly, get ahead of stuff, get in the trenches, get information, and then share with the people. When you hear this, you hear that, you talk to all the parties, and then you come and you share something. But it seems like they're always behind. And when you're behind, you make it difficult because then we put things in the air. I think, though, the investigation is progressing, and it will do so until we come to the end of this. At the end of this, I think will be a healthier, cleaner, cartel-free Liberia. And that's what we all are hoping for. And we'll not be quiet, we'll not sleep until we get there.
Thank you very much, Dr. Pople. It's good to see you all. We're going to bring in our brother and friend, Mr. Russell. Russell, it's good to see you.
Stanton, it's great seeing you, and happy Flag Day to everyone. It's great seeing my beautiful cousin-in-law and all of my friends and colleagues here on the show. So, I know that there are a lot of important things we'll be discussing today, Stanton. But as my opening, I think I will pick up from where a part of where Dr. Richardson left off is that inundating the Brooklyn Park Police Department or the Sinclair Police Department with all of these calls and messages and all of that. It's not helping us. I don't think it's helping the investigation. I think what it's happening now, Stanton. I was at an event over the weekend, and someone from the government here, local government or so, they were talking about how all of these calls and stuff are coming in, and it is inundating the system. And these things are not free. They have to pay staff time to handle all of these requests and all of that. I have been working, helping my country and this government since 2009 when I was at the University of Minnesota, when Mrs. Sirleaf came to the University of Minnesota and received an honorary degree. And since then, whether it's fire truck, whether it's ambulances, whether it's playground equipment, a whole bunch of things. Right now, with all of this stuff going on, and all of these, some of it very frivolous, calls and requests, it just chill that opportunity. And I feel bad. I mean, like, what was it? Maybe a month or so ago, we were able to get 5 pallets of elementary school books that people donated, for example. So we have to think about all of these things that will definitely going to impact the people on the ground, because we're getting all of these supplies and things like that. We send it there at the folks now. There's no question about it. If there are problems, we need to investigate it. We need to get to the bottom of it. But a lot of these things that are happening, is highly politicized, and it's going to cause us problem down the road. We're going to get donated equipment or supplies or so from folks. So, take it or leave it. It's just a cautionary tale I like to put out there. I have said, what I have to say. I know you're going to get into this conversation, but I just wanted to talk about this boatload of requests that is coming in, overwhelming the system when people have real emergency and stuff to take care of. It's bad, and it makes all look bad, Stanton. So, but it's great being here, and I hope you all, if you're there, stay tight and hold on. It'll be a great show. So share the show. Continue to share the show and invite as many people as you can to be a part of this conversation, because I can guarantee you it'll be a healthy, very, very productive conversation today. So great to be here, Stanton.
Thank you very much, Russell. Let's just understand this, right? We're going to discuss 2 important issues today. We'll talk about the drugs issue. We're going to go back and revisit the press statement from the LBR National Police and new developments today from the Minnesota Brooklyn Park, the police department. We're also going to talk about the press statement from the Justice Ministry and the email communication that we received from the company called BV Health. I think he's the managing director or the owner. He outlined a lot of stuff. He emailed back, and that is so important for you to understand where the government is caught with the pens down, and the government got to be transparent, because if you listen to all of those things, somebody either ate the money or they are lying to the Liberian people. Some group of people ate the money or they are lying to the Liberian people. With that, the President Bwaka, will he just sit there and allow it to slide? Though we are investigating cocaine, but we're talking about millions of dollars that people that's speaking to. So those are the 2 major things. We'll talk about Madam Joy Howard Taylor, what regional leaders are talking about her. We'll talk about other issues, new development on the fight in cocaine. We're going to get a plea deal. We'll talk about the interview yesterday with Henry Pedro Costa. He said a lot of stuff. But I want to say to you, our fellow Liberians, go on Facebook right now. Every one of you, we are lucky that you share the show. Go on YouTube and share the show. Let's have a great conversation. But it's a lie. And the government, Minister of Justice, or the LBR National Police Department are caught with the pens down. Something here that the president have to address. If the president say he fighting corruption, he have to address it. Let me bring in Fadika. Let me bring in Chief Fubi Henrys and Dr. Emmanuel George and 12T12. Fadika, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you, Stanton, and nice to be back, and happy Flag Day to all my good folks out there in Liberia and around the world. This is just opening statement, right? Yeah, I'll be brief. Probably I should just touch on this thing. I've listened to all the different chatter and podcasts and from different angles. And I've been around social. I think we're one of the pioneers of Liberia social media. One of the few people. I've been around that long to see the different shifts. And for someone that has been in communication for a while, I learned one thing. in Liberia, there is this old-fashioned way of public relations. That strategy that deny, delay, hoping that the story will go away. But in this day of AI and social media, and people now have access to record, instant access to record. They can compare statements, they can expose contradiction. For me, and everybody know me, I'm a kind of political pragmatist. I like to go to the issue. The best option is to acknowledge when there is a mistake, promptly, say sorry, and bring the accurate information and move on. People will keep talking. So for anybody out there, and that's just an open thing to anybody out there that in communication, thinking that the story will go away, denying things, it doesn't work in this day and age. So be very mindful what you put out. Be very careful what you put out. Because people now have access to internet. They have access to AI, have even made it even worse. Public records are available all over, especially in the West. So we have to be mindful. Actually, just a word of caution to everybody up there that in public relations.
Fadiga, thank you very much. I think this is our opening. It's going to be rough. It's going to be tough. So let's rock and roll, folks. Thank you for sharing. Continue to share. Let me bring in Fubi. Fubi, let's hear you. Today is a beautiful Monday. Happy holiday to you. I mean, let's do it 1 minute now, Fubi. What's on your mind? What's up?
Yeah, so we just want to, good evening, everybody. And so happy Flag Day. So I'm Liberia. We hope everybody enjoying themselves in different ways. Whatever way you can enjoy yourself, you can do it. Those that are celebrating their birthday, celebrating Grand Star, have a good evening. Monitor the show, share the show. A special happy birthday to Pastor Tape of Remedy Church. Thank you.
Fubi, thank you very much, Dr. George. Welcome, my friend.
Thank you, Stanton. Good evening, Dr. Richardson. Good evening, Dr. Broplet, Wayfair. Good evening. I'll be calling you soon, Chief Henrys, Mr. Fadiga, and One to. It's good to be back on the show this evening, Stanton. I look forward to the conversation. Spend the weekend quiet and just wondering the level of lies this government have told. I mean, it's like and others, they send them to special school to lie with their face dry, and the whole weekend, that's what we'll be experiencing. And today we'll have a conversation after that. Hopefully, they'll become truthful because they are deacons in the government, they are revving in the government. And so they will have to just reach the stage where they will start giving the Liberian people the truth. And I do agree with my brother Fadika on this one this evening. You have to, saying the truth is easier than lying. I think that's the struggle. When you lie, you have to always try to think about what you said the last time around. But I look forward to the conversation. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good to see you all. I hope you all have a great weekend.
Again, Dr. George, thank you very much. Pastor George, we have two pastors and three doctors on the show, and two pastors, Pastor Bopler, Pastor George. And, we got to respect the men of God, and whether they are fake or they are real, we got to respect them. 1 to 2, 1 to. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Stanton. It's a very great privilege to be back on Spawn, and a great welcome to all of the panelists. Stanton, you said something that's really fascinating, which I want to begin my opening. You said investigation of facts, review new informations. And this is where people should keep their mouth open. When you investigate, you have the opportunity to provide new revelations, new violations, new abuse of power, rules, corruption, and so many other factors. And I think for me, that's where my interest has always been, is to see, where this issue lies and how we can be able to consistently build around it. But beyond that, it's always a privilege. I always say Spoon has a tremendous responsibility, not only to shape public perception, but to ensure that the Liberian people have the facts and the truth and all of the things that are required. And today, I'm 100% cognizant this show will be one of the best shows possible with the kind of revelation that we look to be able to see here tonight. And I'm really excited about it. Thank you.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. We about to kick off 5:20 Eastern Time USA. That will be 9:20 Liberian time. I want to say we're uploading some information. Yes, indeed. We request. I actually want to do this thing. He requested the letter from the Justice Ministry. The letter from the Justice Ministry. Actually, you read the press statement concerning vehicles, and these different vehicles. We'll put it up. Us for 12, we've been sincere. Everything we have seen so far. Let's discuss the Justice Ministry separate from Gregory Coleman, Liberia National Police. This is not about whether cartel gave them money or not, Dr. Boble. This is about massive corruption, right? If you cannot establish that the cartel gave them money, I will stick with the corruption portion. The day whoever established that, we can discuss it. But right now, it's about massive corruption within the government under the Justice Ministry. We're going to put up the, the press statement. You guys are up there, get ready. The email, the contact information, phone calls that were made. The Brooklyn Park Police Department, they gave the number and say, the Liberian people, yeah, I don't know you're part of Latin Fadiga, not only in Minnesota, but all over the country, calling them, emailing them, asking them, did you, by any means, got involved with the transaction of cars to Liberia? Were you involved? Did you talk to Winfred Russell? Did you talk to our brother, the IG, Gregory Coleman? The whole thing about the car business, and the gentleman said, listen, we have never seen this before, Dr. Richardson. That the whole country, everybody called it, what's going on? So they are opening an investigation. People in Minnesota and outside of Minnesota, folks, what's the real story? They reached out to the Guardian Fleet. They reached out to the Liberian-owned business called Horizon. Everybody kind of like the generator. Dr. Richardson, my question, Dama is uploading this thing, and we'll bring in our brother 121 to once everything up. Why the government, Dr. Richardson, just can come up and be so transparent and tell the Liberian people, this is what we did. We spent this amount of money. There are two different investigations here, folks. Two different investigations. The Liberian National Police, we spent this amount of money. We went through this company, and this is exactly what happened. Why is it so hard, Dr. Richardson, for this government?
Great question, but I'm thinking that the government does not respect the ordinary Liberian person in order to be able to be transparent enough to them to just have a press conference and say, this is what the situation is. That's one thing. Or either they are so disorganized themselves, they are not competent to be in the position that they're in to keep record. You have to keep record of these things. And maybe they don't have that, or they may be just plain old corrupt, as as many people might say. So those three things: lack of competency, corruption, and disorganization. Okay, they're not transparent. So that's what I have to add to this conversation, Stanton. Mr. Popper, maybe you can discuss.
No, I'm here, Dr. Richardson. I thought you have further to go, but I can bring in Dr. Popper.
Yes.
Dr. Popper, what's going on? I want us to start soft here. We'll get into the detail, right? Liberians listen to Dr. Popper. What's going on with the Liberian National Police Department? Maybe they did the right thing. Maybe no corruption was there. But why are they holding back, Dr. Popper? Now you have the Brooklyn Park saying, we don't know what you guys talking about. Y'all stop calling us. We're opening an investigation. The Guardian Fleet quiet. The group called Horizon, the people that understand as the middle people between this deal. They're not talking about those are Liberians. They say they bought a car for 4,000 up to 10,000. A car you pay 4,000, but that car was refurbished. That car was put on the ship. We getting water, it was tax-free. We getting anything. Why Gregory and the Labrador National Police turned into Bobo?
So, Stanton, you know, I believe that a more important part of a public service is service. And part of serving people is giving them information. Look, and it's okay to say we don't have the information yet, but we hear you and we're getting it. The silent treatment at this level, on a national level, really does not help. It's okay to come to the microphone and say, we hear you. We're working on this. We'll get you the information in the 24 hour, 40 hour. One, you show respect for the people. And two, the people start to build confidence in you, what you're doing. You told us you're looking. We'll remind you to come tell us what you found. I think the struggle, I've said that repeatedly on this show, is that the way the communication works, I don't know. They can do much better. But I believe soon and very soon, we will know more. It just shouldn't have to be pulling tooth and nail. It should be, let's go to our people, let's tell them something. Okay, we ain't got nothing yet, but we're working on it. We'll get back to you. See, that kind of manages people's expectation and investigation.
Yeah, but Dr. Booklet, though, they got something. Costa said on the show yesterday, another Basha car on the way from Minnesota. They have received cars already. They got something. They pay money. Costa said at $4,000 to $10,000. Look at those cars. Do it look like $4,000 to $10,000 car? After they have to refurbish it, they put everything that fit our condition in the country. So men talking. Men can talk all, but men talking. Men talk yesterday.
Right.
So where in the document can the government be that transparent now, Dr. Boblet, and tell the Liberian people, hey, yeah, these are the documents PPCC went through. Single, so what? So wherever they won't put it. But yes, the land we took the money from and we spent this amount of money. This is the company we dealt with, the Liberian owned company. It smell corruption. It's sound corruption. It's talk and walk corruption. Because if you can tell the people believe that something there, that's a problem.
Yeah, I agree with you, Stan. You know, in extraordinary circumstances require extraordinary effort. So in cases like these, you accelerate, you move quickly, you gather what you can gather, and you say something. You know, here in Costa Rica, we say here, but we really want to hear from the government. What is it that's brewing here? Tell us something. Oh, we're working on it. We'll get back to you in 24 hours. Something. Stay ahead of it, communicate with the public, show respect for the people, and manage expectation and the investigation. To me, that's a reasonable way to go without avoiding what's really before us.
So then the question I will ask you before we go to my brother and friend Winfrey, so let's put what the Labrador National Police put up. Damo, can you put up the Justice Ministry press statement, please? Let's put this up. Labrador National Police clarified vehicle procurement and internet service. I forget the internet one. I don't care about that. That's starting under the business. The Labrador National Police also confirmed that it procured used operational vehicles from Guardian Fleet in the United States. Guardian Fleet. Guardian's Fleet yet to say anything about the transaction? I want to pause it for the bit. They said Guardian Fleet, that'll go play. But we have another name of individuals called Horizon Automotive Group LLC that owned by Liberians. They say the Labrador National Police work with them to get to Guardian Fleet. So who bought a car from Guardian Fleet? Who actually worked with the Labrador National Police? Guardian Fleet or Horizon Automotive Group. Who is the Horizon Automotive Group? Who own it? 3 Liberians. So Dr. Bople, something is a lie in here. There's a reason why the Liberian National Police were very strategic not to use this group name, and we'll get to it, right? Because we got a name, we got a phone number, and again, people in Minnesota said they would take them for investigation and they will ask them for the documentation. But here we are, okay? To strengthen police mobility, patrol, and emergency response capability. Official institutional record do not support claims. Do not support claims connecting these services of vehicle to individual associated with ongoing narcotic investigation. I'm going to give them pass on that because we got nothing to say that drugs people get and their money. But right. What we are saying, what I'm saying, why can this government give us the rest of the story, Dr. Bople? So what escape harassing and only talk about guarding fleet?
And that's what I'm talking about, you know, the mode of communication and the effectiveness thereof. This is a major issue. Let me tell you what I would do. I would not write a statement. I will go to the podium and let the press, you see, you asking good questions. Let the press ask questions. Let's flesh it out. I will not write a statement so it doesn't have I will stand there. You ask the question, I answer. You ask the question, answer. Then it throws more light, it answers more of our questions. Then we're in a healthier place. But you write a statement, you gotta be honest statement. It's not as effective this time, especially in a country where a lot of people will not be reading that statement there. It's phone the input of plan, but yeah. So go to the podium and answer questions. That's what I would do.
Now, Boble, thank you. I beg you, Russell, let me hold you for last, right? I want you to do this. You go last. Let me come to Chief Fubi. Fubi, talk to us here. Just stick with Minnesota and the Liberian National Police. Talk to us.
Yeah, so there are a few things. I know I don't disagree with most of the points that people raised, but also at the same time, if the police said they bought from guarding fleet or whatever fleet, and Horizon saying the police passed through them to buy from guarding fleet, I think it's still the same thing. So you might not get all the details in one press statement, but when you have auditors going through their records, then the auditor can have all the fine details. But you might not have all of those details in just one press statement that is released just to make clarification. You know, so I don't see much wrong with that. But at the same time, you know, sometimes like you have to just be transparent as much as possible, people, so that people understand and they can see through and lay down some of the wrong information that is being, you know, passed in the air. You know, and I think that's what the police try to do, because the first allegation was all about drug cartel gave them money to buy vehicle, and you know, but this now is showing a different story, and I think we have already passed through that. So we should also learn to understand the police got her role to play, and you know, and I think they should, for me, I said they shouldn't get distracted. You know, they can inform the public. At the same time, they should also keep their focus in dealing with the whole issue of the fight against drugs, but they shouldn't get distracted, but let them keep their focus. But when it comes to informing people clearly, you know, be clear with some of the basic things, but you might not have all of those details in one press statement. Thank you.
So let me get something clear, Fubi, please. Again, I'm very clear. Martin Colley and those are alleging that the government took money from drugs cartel. They will back that up, right? I'm not saying that because I have seen nothing. We'll wait to talk to Martin this week. He got evidence. He will talk about it, period. Let's talk about the government pull, not to make mention of Horizon. Horizon is owned by 3 Liberians, right? They did it intentionally. Let's talk about the amount of money, the amount of cars that they purchased. Let's talk about where the money came from. Now, let's just talk about the Brooklyn Park Police Department denying anything whatsoever. The overwhelming phone call they are receiving. The guys in their own Horizon, they are telling us, say, the Liberian National Police don't want them to speak on it. they were addressing in Liberia. I'll put the guy's name up. I'll put the name up. If you know them in Minnesota, reach out to them. They are telling us. Can you call the name quickly or want to unmute yourself? I think go ahead, call the name. It's too small. I got to zoom in on it. Mark Lamar, one of them.
Okay.
The name,
yeah, the manager is Mark Lamar. The principal, his principal, will not give that address. But then you also have Amos Harris, and then you have Danish Shafar. They are very active on Facebook, very active on LinkedIn as well. These are the
okay. So you got thank you, Wanto. So you see what I'm saying? They are saying the Liberia National Police telling them not to speak, that they will address it from Liberia. So they put the cartel business aside. Why can you say to the Liberia National Police, can they do better? Can they, like Dr. Bobla said, answer these questions and inform the Liberian people how much was spent, where the money came from, who actually they dealt with? They went through Garden Fleet directly. How many cars were purchased? Can they answer some hard questions here?
No, obviously they should, but like I said, they might not do all of those in one press statement. But if they're going through an audit, you will find the audit trail will lead to all of those.
Wait for audit. Can they do the other press statement the next day? Can they do another one on Wednesday, on Thursday, on Friday? Should we wait for audit that we will not see no other result? Come on, stop playing with us, man. Let me go to Fadiga. No, you're joking over here. We're not here to joke, Fubi. You tell me that they can do that in one press statement. They get 365 days. This is not a joke, Fubi. You know, I love you and I respect you, but you cannot say that they can do it in one press statement. What we get 7 days a week, they arrest you on Saturday and Sunday. They should take this remote to the look. Don't do that. Let me bring in Fadiga, Fubi, man. Stop. Let me bring in Fadiga. Fadiga, what's going on here?
Well, Stanton, these guys are, there are a lot of things that are happening. I think I made my first statement and alluded to this. First, it was drug cartel gave money for the purchase of this vehicle. Stanton, that hasn't been proven yet. And that puts zero credibility in those that are pointing the finger. Because one, there isn't any proof or evidence that this has anything to do with drug cartel. Now we are moving towards, probably corruption. Corruption is a bad thing. Honestly, corruption is a bad thing. I'm against corruption. There was a series of allegations. And by the way, I know Mark very well. He's been in Minnesota for a while. You said something that about one company need. Look, Senator, it is possible that one company can be the main contractor while the supply, and another the supplier of the fleet. Those are all different speculation. He say, I say. I think the government must confirm with document and other things. Look, come on clean. If there was, look, there are other guys that are in the communication area in Liberia now. Sometimes they are kind of pen happy. They're very fast in writing. It may be a communication error, but that in itself still doesn't prove that there is something there. Look, Senator, the main thing I keep hearing people saying that, why is it that Justice Minister when a request, make a formal request for vehicle at the LMP? Stanton, we
are not talking about the Justice Minister. We stick to the Liberia National Police. The Justice Minister is in line with Netherlands. So they do it one at a time. They're two separate things here. So let me allow you to finish up with Minnesota.
Yeah.
And then,
yeah. So with the Minnesota, if there is any smoking gun, I haven't seen it yet. The fact here is that these vehicles are being used by the National Police. They are in the fleet by the National Police. If you want, those are legitimate questions. I think I'll join you guys to call that the police and the police administration come out as fast and as soon as possible with all the evidence. Because like I said earlier, in the day of AI and social media where information can be instantly accessed, the best thing to do is to come out clean. If there was some communication error, which I'm suspecting here, there may have been some communication error because, this tension I had there, people may have something. I think they should correct those communication error as soon as possible. And let's move on. We got drugs to fight there. And not just playing with these things, yeah.
Yeah, so there's no communication error. They have not retracted anything. They have not made any correction. They stand by what they put out there. So there is no communication error. If you want to
If
you want to stay with a partisan thing and say communication error, but maybe, but probably, you guys are doing the service. You guys are doing the service. You are in Brooklyn Park. You are in Brooklyn Park. Go to the police station and go ask how many phone calls went there today. Go and find Garden Plea. We are in Brooklyn Park. Let me say something to you, my brother. You flew from Minnesota to go look for Idoma and Edoma, wherever you and your brother went, right? You're right in Brooklyn Park. Everything is just 5 minutes away. Go and investigate, and you investigate Idoma and Imoma, whatever the name are. You can do the service to the Liberian people. It's very shameful and disgraceful. You flew all the way to Ouagadougou, somewhere in India, just to go find Idoma and Imoma. You came back and you were boasting, and you said, Joe, we are playing my clash. I don't say that. And you're going to sit there and do the service to the Liberian people? What, 5 minutes away from Brooklyn Park Police Department? You 5 minutes away? You say you know the man. You know the man. You know the man. The man that have the harassing fleet. You know him. Call him. Don't run away and say private. Maybe, private. Don't do that. It's a disgrace, Fatiga. I hold you in the highest respect. Don't add a foobie. Don't do that. The Liberian people deserve better. And that's why I say I gotta go take a break and come back tomorrow. Because sitting out with you on the show is a waste of my time, especially Fubi and Fadiga today. Seriously. You guys say probably, maybe, they made a Gregor told you say he made error? That's what Gregor said? Let me bring it down to Josh. Yeah, I will deal with him. Thank you very much, my friend Louis, for telling me so I would deal with him. Let me deal with him. You cannot be dishonest here, man. That's what
Let me say happy Flag Day to fellow Liberians. Fadika, your glasses look nice on you. Just relax and enjoy the fabrication that your government is putting out there. But look, Stanton, in 1975, the government of Liberia decided to put a General Services Agency to take care of this mess. Unfortunately, we have a situation where everybody appears to be procurement officer. And one thing I learned while I work in Nigeria is that if you don't get contract, you can't get chopping. So everybody will give contract. And I think that's where we find ourselves right now with this entire process. Now, from what I have found out, that the new police vehicle that are sold, on the average, they run between 70,000 to 100,000 miles here in the US before they get rid of them, spending between 3 to 5 years. Why would we want to purchase such a vehicle? Coming to Liberia to do almost the same thing in life, the lifetime is shut. So what is being revealed to us as a country and as a people is that even though we have system in place, even though we have policies in place, even though we have laws in place, our top leadership appears to be circumventing those laws in order for them to gain their own personal interests. And they have been aided and abetted. The police director is a very smart and intelligent gentleman. He came on the show and he spoke eloquently and received our questions, and he gave us wonderful answers. But the last few days, it's like the police have passed their authority on to hiring someone to speak on their behalf instead of them addressing this issue. And I agree with Dr. Brobler on the point, and that causes alarm. When you have a police spokesman, when you have an eloquent police director, and every one of them are now hiring someone to speak on behalf of the police, it becomes something something of interest to the public, and it creates concern. And that's why we are concerned of the whole situation. I hope the president takes seize of this, because it's extremely disgraceful. Whether it's linked to cocaine or it's not linked to cocaine, our whole procurement process has been revealed. What has been revealed is that we are purchasing without going through the processes that the law asks of. And then every leader happens to be a procurement officer, and somehow bypassing the entire channel that has been set up by the government of Liberia. And this must stop. We should stop this. Let us respect the system we have put in place, and let us work with the system that we have put in place. Thank you.
Let me bring in, I want to just, brush around this thing, and then we'll jump into what we have from there. We got one key as it for last.
Sure, Stanton. One thing that I found very interesting with both, we'll talk about the rest the other day, is that there are particular, information that's being withheld. And just as you stated, Stanton, completely omitted Horizon Group from the entire press release. So the police cannot come to say, the first thing that we realized here is that I remember the first call we had, Russell clearly said that you cannot be able to purchase any vehicle that has to do with law enforcement without some level of recommendation. We investigated that, and we found out that both Minnesota State and St. Cloud came up publicly with statement that they did not facilitate, they didn't support, they have absolutely zero knowledge of any collaboration that provided the police the vehicle. That alone is sufficient for the government to investigate the police. Nobody now investigated the police. Police blatantly lied on the fact that there was some level of collaboration with the Minnesota law enforcement agency. We completely quiet on that. People are saying, oh, you can bring evidence, but we're providing evidence. If I have multiple evidence, you lie on an entity like St. Cloud and Brooklyn Park Police, and they communicated and authenticated and said, yes, we haven't collaborated at all. We have no collaboration, zero support. They will come back to the Horizon Group. Horizon Group is being funded by 3 Liberians. We provided their names already. Obviously, they are not collaborating, but with no other medium to be able to get them collaborate. We provided their public information on their LLC, which is on the Minnesota secretary list of all of the organizations. The 3 guys who own the institution, they are all Liberians. Some of you have personal relationship with them. Fadiga just confirmed that he know one of the guys. So we're not giving invisible people or people who don't exist. The police director, Gregor Coleman, collaborated with the 3 guys or the particular entity to purchase the entire vehicle that he's speaking about from Guardian Fleet. What we don't know yet is the level of procurement or consolidation being used for that vehicle. We don't know the amount. We don't know the process. I checked all of the procurement procedure online and available to us, Stanton. We have zero evidence of any procurement process that the 3 guys or that institution specifically paid for. In fact, they are not a Liberian entity. The fact they're being led by Liberians doesn't mean they're Liberian. They are registered in the U.S. in the state of Minnesota. So there are a lot of discovery here, and our goal is to be able to provide all of this information. I'm surprised that the government is not investigating. And this is our concern because everybody talking about just cartel, but there are a lot of revelation here that far beyond just. Corruption in itself is worse than just. Using public finance inappropriately, that is a violation of state, basic state fundamental procedures.
Well, let me interrupt you and ask you quickly. When you reach out to Guardian, have they, and I know you're going to follow up with them. They have not gotten back to you, am I correct?
They officially they did reply to my email that they will be able to get back to me in 10 days. So within 10 days, if we are trying to build an expedite it by getting people in Minnesota to reach directly to the office because we got our office location. So we are giving an opportunity.
You have the phone number also, correct?
We have their phone number and we have.
So you got to share it, and we're going to share it on the show. Let all Liberians reach out to them to ask them. That's what we do on the show. We will share the address. We'll share the phone number. All Liberians are watching the show. Every one of you should reach out to them and ask them questions as to their involvement with the purchasing of police vehicle. Right? Send the Liberian own business. These 3 guys then are here. They are refusing. They say they cannot talk because the Liberian government said they might not talk. Mark Lamont, if you in Minnesota, you know them. The name is Amos Harris. If you know Amos Harris, Dennis Shaffer. If you know Dennis Shaffer, the address is right there. Principal Executive Office address. They got office and all. 7820 Riverdale Drive, Northwest Street, Suite 3, Ramsey, Minnesota 55303. But you can go there tomorrow. That's the poor address right there. You can go there tomorrow. You got one right there. You got one in Hennepin. So it's easy. Everybody, I said, go to the mall. Everybody should call. We'll put a phone number up. Because it's something that is happening that we all should get involved to investigate. So let me bring in Yeke Kolba. It's good to see you, Yeke. Thank you. We're bringing us.
Yeah, but I have to make some clarification based on what 1212 just said.
But that's why I'm holding you for last. Can we run through Isaac and Yeke? Okay. Yeke, go ahead.
That's fine.
Thank you, Stanton. Let me say good evening to all of you on the show. Stanton, you know when you have an incompetent and insensitive leader in the country, that's what you found. In fact, I joined the people to say that trust money. Stanton, you cannot be the police spokesman. Are you same calling now? If you want to tell all that you are same calling, then we'll give you the rank as same calling guard. We'll give you one police radio. Look, the police have a spokesperson for them. Let them speak. Why are they not speaking? Stanton, these people using trust money to do a lot of things in the country. That trust money, Gregory, and use it. That until they can prove me otherwise, they are using trust money. And nothing can convince me. Stanton, people need to stop what they're doing. You cannot be insensitive to the Liberian people. You cannot have a leadership. Then you say you are not answerable to the Liberian people. Who are you answerable to? When you're passing around and don't have food to eat. Who gave you the job? It is the Liberian people. So you have to account to them. When are you going to account to the Liberian people? 2029? That the time you're waiting for? That time you'll be gone already. Stanton, we need to stop this. Don't be telling us, say, we don't have proof that are trust money. So your only proof you get now, Stanton.
So you get your proof, and you get your proof, you can say that trust money, I will say that trust money. Don't worry about what I say. No, Yeke, don't tell me no. You can say that trust money that you're based. I'm not going to hold you to that. I said that trust money, so don't hold you to that. But let's discuss the issue. We are talking about the corruption here that the file I want to discuss. Yeah, you can talk now. That medicine man that you went to in the bush, that medicine man will chop him. That medicine man that you went to, we'll talk about it today. And you go to medicine man in the bush, you laughing again. You leave Maria, you go away, you run away. Let me play acid too. I said, welcome, man. Let's get back. Let me Yeke alone. Let's talk, I said, what's up?
Yes, Stanton, thank you. So we all have to have some agreements. One of those agreements is the fact that Jock's money does not have a receipt. No one gives receipt for Jock's money. Jock's money will not have video evidence. Cocaine money will not have trail. So it would be wrong to say, oh, when you get evidence for Jock's money, bring it. No one can get evidence. No one can get receipt. Nobody. How do we come to a conclusion that certain acts could very possibly come from Jock's money? That's why we do it. The government says one thing. The next day they say another thing. 3 days later, there is no evidence of what it says. 4 days later, there is no money. 5 days after, we see 20 cars. 6 days later, we don't know the 20 cars come from. The 8th day, they see the body car from Azekdo. The 7th day, Azekdo say he know nothing about it. All of those pieces can come together and lead us to the conclusion that something is wrong. That's where we come from. Now, let me quickly say my part. So, yesterday, Costa came here, but I usually don't go by what Costa says because I don't, go by it. But the police, the justice minister, they have all said things. We have all heard that the Brooklyn Park police had something one way or the other to do with the fleet of vehicles LNP has. Allegation, though, has been that cartels gave them money to buy it. So now we want to find out if that allegation is true or not. So what I did today, I decided to go to the police station to have a live talk with the police commander. Unfortunately, they declined. But what they offered me, though, was a communication with the head of the public affairs. I did call. It's not on the number that I call. I send it to you. You can put it on the stream when you want so that anybody can verify. Use my name and ask them if any Isaac Doe called. When I called, I spoke with the front desk. The front desk assured me that the head of the public affairs will get back to me. In like 30, 35 minutes, they called me. So I decided to introduce myself. I explained why I was calling. I did not even end my statement. The man knew everything of what is going on in Liberia. He knew everything. So I told him of the issue of the vehicles. Allegation was that they did recommendation. I even mentioned the picture. When I set up the picture, he confirmed to me that yes, the picture is authentic, but that the discussion that accompanied that picture got me.
So hold on 1 minute. Hold on. You are speaking about this picture, right?
This picture.
Okay.
He confirmed that this picture is authentic. They did indeed meet the police chief from Liberia and took the picture. But he said the picture had nothing to do with cars. They don't know anything about cars. They didn't tell no one to go for cars. So when I mentioned Garden Fleet, they said, but Garden Fleet is a private entity. We can't tell them who to sell to, who not to sell to. So no, we didn't. So I went ahead and mentioned Mr. Rufford's name, Russell. I even spoke of him as one of the candidates from the just ended Democratic Convention or stuff that they had. And the man confirmed that yes, there were 3. I mean, I actually know who he's talking about. I want to believe I must have known something of the person he talked about Russell. So then I even brought up the issue of Russell's brother being employed within a LMP who has some fleet management, whatever it is, guard or garage. So we had that entire conversation. But here's the bottom line. The folks from the police, Brooklyn Park Police, confirmed to me on the phone. It's not like you can put the numbers up. So anybody can call to confirm it. Anyone. I even told them that I would do it. They say yes. And they say when anybody wants to confirm, they can call them. So I sent you 2 numbers. The first number that I called and the second number that called me. I thought I would put it up. They say here, anybody can call it. They confirm that the Brooklyn Park Police have had lots of interaction with Liberian police. They have helped Liberian police with various things. One of those things, though, is Nakar. This is what I was thinking, that our brother Russell has a lot to do. Because we will go after this and ensure we reach out to everyone concerned. If it means going as far as the federal government for whatever information we can get, we'll do that. And whenever we go there, of course, our own friend and brother, Mr. Russell's name will be there, simply because Mr. Russell had the car on video. He came on the show and said he introduced them, unless Mr. Russell can tell us that he was never involved in any car thing, then we go from there. But here's the borderline out of it, just cooked it before I end. The man confirmed to me that since he has been at the Brooklyn Park Police, he has never received the amount of calls they've received of recent to find out about issues going on in Liberia. I was shocked. What does that say? The fact that Liberians will want to go beyond their government to find out anything the government says, it tells you that the people no longer trust the government. And I think
let that hold you there. I say, let's give Russell the time And then because we got to do a second round on this thing, we got a lot coming up. We got to talk about the Minister of Justice likewise. Ladies and gentlemen, let's listen to Russell. Winfred?
Yeah, thank you, Stanton. Okay, so I just have one question for both 12T12 and Isaac Doe. Do you, and then I will give my my comment. I'll make my comment. Do you all believe that anyone, okay, can purchase military grade and police grade equipment or vehicles in the United States? It's a question.
So thank you, Russell. And like I said, Stanton can put the numbers.
Is that yes or no now?
I'm going to ask you because I did ask that question to the mayor I spoke with, one Matt. I asked him that question. That we were told other police around the world cannot purchase used police vehicles without approval from at least one police department in the US. And the information is that it was your police department that granted that approval. Mr. Russell, the answer was this police department did not. As a matter of fact, Guardian.
That's not the question I asked you, Isaac. That's not the question I asked Stanton.
I'm asking the question. Because I said,
the question is, I'm not talking about the conversation you had with
the just answer what the man, tell us what the man told you. Answer the question.
Yes or no? Do you believe?
What was his answer when you asked him, Isaac? So what was the answer?
The answer was Brooklyn Park Police did not recommend.
That's not what I asked.
And that, for Mr. Russell, you guys said the Brooklyn Park.
Okay, so that hold you there. Let Russell continue. That hold you there. What was your finding, Wanto? What was your answer directly to Russell's question? What was your finding?
Yeah, very, very good question. The first thing is that Garden Fleet is a private entity. They have something in Minnesota called Ocean. What Garden Fleet do is they have a private contract with the Brooklyn Park Police. When they pick up the vehicle, they transition the vehicle from all of the military grade, then they put it into the public for sale. You can Google that, you'll find that information. It's not even difficult to find. So this is why from day one, Stanton, I disagree with Russell's proportion when he said they were able to get a recommendation letter. Two things. I've publicly asked Russell to provide a recommendation.
So hold on a minute. We're not going there yet. Just hold on right there. Let's go back to Russell. You answer Russell's question. Russell, continue now.
Okay, so they did not answer the question, Stanton. Because the truth of the matter is, I just sent you some information as well. The truth of the matter is that you cannot go in, and Fadika knows this. You cannot go, the ordinary, regular person, any one of us, go in and buy, I said, military grade and police grade equipment. You cannot do that, right? So the information I shared with you would throw some light on that. One. Two, in Wanto expose and also Isaac Doe, I never did say that Brooklyn Park Police gave us cars, gave the Liberian National Police cars, or that they donated cars to the Liberian National Police. I never did say that because that never did happen. Okay? St. Cloud name was only mentioned, and I never did mention St. Cloud name either. St. Cloud name was only mentioned, the city of St. Cloud, is because this facility, the Guardian Fleet facility, is in a suburb close to the city of St. Cloud. So why St. Cloud was called, was engaged, I have no idea, right? But like I said to you all, and I stand by my statement, Stanton. So folks can say whatever, they can call me whatever, you can go, whatever, federal government, whatever, FBI, whatever, bring it on, right? because I made an introduction. I've been doing this, Stanton. I've sent you pictures. I've made an introduction. I've been doing this for a very long time to help our country. That's where my interaction stopped. Any other transaction relative to the purchase of the cars and all of that, I know nothing about, okay? And you can, I will refer you, like Isaac went to the Brooklyn Park Police Department and to the Liberia National Police Department. It's all I know. Now, when the cars were gotten, I'm on video, you have the video celebrating the purchase of those cars or the acquisition of those cars. For me, my interest has always been about the high rates of traffic death in our country. So police patrol, we provided, we got donated radar detectors, cameras to put in the field to address the high rate of speeds on highways. So when they got those cars, I went to celebrate because, hey, this is a great thing for the country. That was it. Okay, and talking about how, all of this came together. That is my only involvement, and that's what I know. I never did say that any of those entities provide a car or cars were purchased from them.
So Russell, let me ask you a question. Maybe the guys have a question for you, then we will close up on this. But ladies and gentlemen, from where I am, Dr. Richardson and every one of you is so fishy. It's hard to defend this one. Russell, it's not on you. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about people involving your brother, Quinty, who, you know my relationship.
My brother can speak for himself. I just talk about my involvement.
And that's where I'm coming from. The Liberia National Police, Gregory Coleman, and all of them. But I believe that, let me ask you, you think the Liberia National Police should do more here, Russell?
I mean, I'm not a spokesperson for the Liberia National Police. The Liberia National Police.
I'm asking you as a panelist. Listen. I'm asking as a panelist. We all giving our view. I'm not putting anything on you. But for the sake of transparency, Russell, do you think the Liberia National Police should be more open and speak more on this issue?
Well, I mean, what I think is that, the Liberia National Police issue a statement, and clearly that statement may not be sufficient. We have an oral society, we are not a literal written society. So sometimes coming out and talking, having a press conference as Dr. Brooklet suggested, and even Fadiga, talk about, coming up and, talking about these things, I think it will be way more helpful than writing a big press statement. So yes, if the Liberia National Police, if they're listening, I would encourage them, to call a, press conference where they can take questions or so, and answer some of these things. Because if you were to write all of these things out, I'm not sure you will get a lot of people following. With all due respect.
Again, I don't want to be a question for Russell before we run.
Something I want to ask Russell, please. Mr. Russell, like you.
Just call me Winfred. Don't call me Mr. Russell. I don't call you Mr. Doe. Hey, just call me Winfred, brother. I'm not doctor. If I'm a doctor, then you can call me doctor.
Okay, Winfred.
Yeah.
Winfred, no problem.
Okay.
You want a yes or no answer from me? I want the same yes or no.
You didn't give me yes or no, though. So don't expect you didn't give me yes or no. Go ahead. Answer your question. Ask your question, I'm sorry.
Did the police department of Brooklyn Park recommend the purchase of the vehicles that you showed on the video to the police of Liberia? Yes or no?
It's not a yes or no.
I thought you were giving me yes or no. You want to hear from me?
I said you didn't give me a yes or no, but you said the cars on the screen. So you be technical. Those exact cars. I don't know which cars they recommended, right?
Are you aware if they give any recommendation for any cars, even if they're plane ship cars, whatever? Do you know if the Brooklyn Park Police recommended for purchase any any car to the police of like?
Now, I don't know that, but just so you know, Stanton, you asking a technical question. I don't know if the Brooklyn Park Police recommended.
Okay, all right. So thank you for you not knowing. So let me ask you my last question.
Okay.
The cars you were showing on video.
Yeah.
Did you have any idea where they came from? How they managed to be purchased? What was the main reason of you showing
you asked what question that? So, all right. Like I said earlier, after the introduction was made, all of the other transactions that took place, I have no knowledge. I have no knowledge of those transactions that took place. Financial or other transactions, the records are there. You can go up and you come down. You can bring FBI, whatever. The record is clear. When those vehicles were acquired, I was invited there, and I went there to where they were outfitted. Okay, meaning that all of the lights, the siren, and all of those things were there. No person off the street can buy cars like what I was showing in the video. Okay, so when I went there, I saw the cars, and they were all started and flashing light. I took a video of it, like I said, because I thought this is a great thing for highway patrol and addressing the high rate of speeds on our highway. That's all been my interest, and that's part of what I was behind that. And
okay,
so that's
last question.
That's
what I
start
on.
No, this guy will just sit down.
Just my
I've got one
last
question to ask.
You gotta
You said
move
when the cars were completed, when they have
you can ask for
you said you went there. You went there. Where did you go? Where did you meet the car? What location? What company? Where did you go to meet these cars? Where was it? Where were the cars? Where did it get fixed? Where were they? The place you went to? What location?
No, you muted, Russell.
the Guardian Fleet facility is where I met the cars, and that's all.
Okay, so thank you, Russell. Let me just squeeze in, and if anyone else, we can close out on this. We got to go to the Dutch people too as well to talk about us what 12. Listen, guys, it doesn't look good. Russell, when you did the video at the Garden Fleet, were you alone? Who gave you access to those cars? You're muted, Russell. You're muted.
I didn't hear what you said, Stanton.
When you did the video, were you alone?
The video was with the guy, one of the folks who were there, the one who recorded for me. So I was not, but I went there.
Were you there with any representative from Liberia?
No.
Were you there with anyone from Horizon Group LLC?
My first time hearing about Horizon. I don't even know what Horizon.
So you were only there with the Garden Fleet individuals?
Yes.
They gave you the keys?
Oh no, I didn't. No, they didn't give me the keys.
But they gave you access and said these are the cars that were purchased.
I mean, if you look in the video center, it's written on the Liberia National Police. It's on the car. It's written on the car.
Okay, so again, I just want to understand. Mm-hmm. So the purchase who called you that the purchase was made? Who told you to go there?
Who told me to go to
the Garden Fleet that we have purchased some cars? They're parking out there. Go check it out.
I don't remember now who exactly called me. Whether it was someone from the Liberia National Police office in Liberia or so, but I don't.
Do you know anyone from Garden Fleet?
No, I wouldn't met the Guardian Fleet people there. I don't know.
You know any of them personally?
No, I don't know them personally.
and someone from Liberia told you just go check it out. We purchased some cars.
No, because like I said, Stanton, so the project we've been working on, I have been involved with government folks there, was trying to, there was some donation made for like radar detectors, radar guns to be placed in cars and all of that. So it was all part of a big project. So that's so
my question, and I will rest because maybe Fadiga want to come here and say that he getting answers. So, but my question is, so let's just agree that the Liberia National Police, went into a business that the rich is in. We got in fleet on the suffix. I just want to just give them to that booklet. And then you didn't know, you make your introduction and you left. But somebody called you. Somebody said to you, hey, Russell, we purchased some cars. They are Liberian cars. You don't know anybody from the Garden Fleet. But somebody said to you, hey, we get cars parking in the lot that going to Liberia. That's it?
Stanton, like I said, it's been 2 years ago. I have no recollection of who called me to let me know that some cars from Garden Fleet or for the Liberia National Police, some cars have been purchased. But because I was working on, so hold up a second. So because I was working on this, as part of this big public safety type program, that's how I went there and I saw the cars. I was excited and I did a video about it. That's about it.
Who told you that the car was between $4,000 and $10,000 for each?
Did I mention any price of cars there? Did I say?
Or do you agree with Costa? That was the amount, 4,000, 10,000.
I have no idea.
You don't have, okay.
I don't have no idea.
All right. So, Bob Russell, listen, thank you very much. I mean, you didn't know, you can't remember who called you. You went there, you did a video. Did you follow up though as to how the car was sent to Liberia, or you did a video and you left?
No, yeah, but I've gone back and forth. And I think I posted some videos before about the radars and stuff being used, the radar guns that were put in those cars being used on the highways and stuff like that. But
do you know any way, by any means, how those cars were sent to Liberia? How many cars we're talking about?
I have no idea.
Do you know how many cars we're talking about here?
No, I have no idea. I don't know how many cars.
So again, Russell, thank you very much. Former Councilman Russell, Winter Russell. Let me come to you, Dr. Bopla. You have any questions? No, Dr. Bopla, hold on 1 minute. Dr. Richardson, you want to say anything? We close here on this Liberia National Police and we'll move on. Nothing? Dr. Bopla, you got anything to add?
Yeah, I don't have question for Russell. But again, look how this is developing, right? It could very well be that it has nothing to do with drug money. Nothing. But cars being purchased. So just tell the people we got these cars, we throw the money from here and we purchase them for these purposes. That's it. Our good friend Russell and fellow panelists, God bless you. Even though I know it's your brother Q who is responsible for, the fleet and thing with the police. But let the police come and speak on the matter. That's it. Because listen, in that private car, we ain't care. Nobody got to tell anything. Like a private car, but this is a public entity, national. But so let them say it and put it to rest. But the silent treatment again is not helping. And Russell doesn't work for the government. We got here in the hot seat tonight.
I'm not hearing hot seat, brother.
No. I'm just saying, Russell. You understand? I'm saying in a good way. But the police need to speak. And again, it's the thing. The communication strategy to me is just poor and it's ineffective. People want to know about the tax dollars. Say something. Yeah. Say something. Let us know. Oh, the money we took it from the Ministry of Finance, our reserve money over there. We bought a car for $1. That public procurement matters. The public needs to know. So the police need to come tomorrow and tell us something. And let's move. Thank you, Chief.
Stanley, can I say something in 3 seconds?
Okay. No, we got to go to Fadiga. After Fadiga, and let's go in order. for us to move on, please. Hossein, you got a question or statement?
No, I don't have questions, Stanton. I think you guys have said it all. I'll go what Dr. said. The police actually need to make some clarification. Or the allegation itself doesn't prove anything. We need more details. I think this is a clear some miscommunication that need clarification. But Stanton, when you look at the grander scheme of things, a lot of progress has been made in this country. The president has shown enough political will to fight these things. The government making a lot of progress in domestic revenue. We building roads, doing a lot of things, electricity, healthcare. I would like for us to come here and talk about those things and fight drugs. Spend our time quizzing my good friend and brother Russell, making him to be putting on the stand. I have to say his own standing trial for illegal he did. I know you guys, looking for your got-you moment. And to be frank, I rather admire the courage. I rather admire you guys, trying to dig deeper. That is what we're supposed to do. But that in itself, to me, hasn't proved anything yet. I think the best thing for the police to do right now is to come up with another follow-up statement to just clarify that. Because I thought it was low vague. I agree that the statement was a low vague. But that in itself, it provided some information. All they need to do is to come back now and just make that clarity, and then we can continue fighting drugs. Because these guys won't stop. They will keep coming back with different information, even if it's not going anywhere. So stand out, get back in.
Thank you, Fadiga, and I like the fact that everybody can say their own. I know you want us also talk about filet mignon. Let's talk about the dry rice. Go make a way we get to filet mignon. All right, but it's good that everybody can say their own.
And I got a question though.
Yo, I gotta bring it down to George. You just come in, counselor. You don't do that. You come in counselor and come to interrupt and give a man.
I just say I got a question.
No, I see why Fadiga don't like your business. Seriously, you can't do this. Imara, let's hear you, Dr. George. You get anything?
So this is an unfolding story. I'm not as confident as Dr. Brobler in knowing whether this is drug or no drug money, or whether it came from the cartel or not. But what I know is that there is procurement processes that have been bypassed. It started gradually. We have the incident of a former commerce minister. We have the incident of the former OIC at the LDEA. Now we have the incident of the police inspector general and of the Minister of Justice. Of all persons, the Minister of Justice. So I know Fadiga said the president is working, but this shows a big breach in the procurement process. There's a law that established the General Services Agency to take care of these things that we are talking about, but we have been gradually stripping away the powers of that agency. And because everybody think that they are a procurement officer, that's why we'll find ourselves in this mess. And hopefully we'll be able to
Chief, can I correct you? The GSA is no longer doing procurement.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You gradually strip it out. I thank you for the correction and adding to what I'm saying. The GSA was established to do procurement, but because of your greed, you gradually strip or you go away. You gradually stripping away that powers because every Tom can Harry want to be procurement officers. And this is why we're running into this kind of mess. Thank you.
All right, let's go to one. Let's close up. You got a question or comment quickly?
No. The question you asked very beautifully done. I think you need to be a lawyer. The truth is very interesting as possible. I will have another video clip again tomorrow. Costa was just here last night, and everything he said to start on. Russell created and facilitated space for us to be able to ensure that we can be able to have some sort of special number that are able to facilitate the vehicle. I'm sure Russell they were mentioning more than 50 times last night. There was another video I posted 2 days ago where he credited Russell again for facilitating the whole negotiation, getting us to meet the police. And then Russell is just saying that, in fact, he didn't even know who called him. He just went mysterious there. I think there was a beautiful, angelic boss on heaven.
No. Don't twist my words now. You're talking about two different things. Don't twist my words.
Everybody here listening.
No.
Who call you for the police to go to the car?
You're talking about Liberia National Police.
Let me use my time to complete.
No. Don't, my man. I'm not gonna sit here.
Who call you for Liberia National Police?
But you say you can't remember who called you?
No. You say you can't remember.
Okay.
You say you can't remember who
what
called you.
I said. Stanton asked me if I remember who called me from the Liberia National Police. Now, if you're talking about the Brooklyn Park Police, okay, or two different things. So
no, the question was who called you to go to the car?
Can I continue?
The question was who called you to go and see the cars? That's the question. I remember I watched.
No, the question Stanton asked you. You said who called you? You said you want to provide free facilities. Stanton said who called you?
A 112. Like I've said, Stanton has the picture. You can do whatever investigation you want to do, or anybody wants to. Since 2009, when I at the University of Minnesota, to now, I've been facilitating conversation, introducing folks, doing whatever since then. Patrick Sudu came here. I did the same thing for him. Stanton has the pictures. So that is as clear as day. You want to spin it however way you want to spin it. My response to Stanton was, if I remember who called me from Monrovia, from the Liberia National Police. I said, it's been 2 years, I don't remember.
So can I continue now? Because we're saying the same thing. I don't know how you disagree with me.
No, I thought you were talking about Brooklyn. I thought you, because you mentioned the system, you said something about Brooklyn Park.
I said, I didn't ask you a question. Who called you? You said you mysteriously just
no.
You can't remember who called you. No, you can't remember who called you. Let's just put it as you can't remember who called you, and you just went and got into Garden Free and did a video and thank the Minnesota people. Thank you. This is a great collaboration.
But put it in context now. The context I said we're already working on a project we've been working on for a long time with the Brooklyn Park Police. They've given us some radar detectors. There were videos of the radar detectors. So it was not by accident that I knew that these guys were there or whatever. That this was going to form part of.
You just did not understand.
Our fellow panelists that they are able to say it's also criminal.
Everybody has the time to talk. The truth
this is a fellow panelist. I disagree with the way you're treating
every single person.
And we have to protest. Let them move to the next topic. No, he has answered.
You trying to make something out of it. You trying to entangle me into this. It's not going to work because there is nothing there. This is a nothing burden.
Nobody help you when
you have to try to pull me and pull this and pull that.
That Richard says back, guys. Let's show some respect.
No, funny guy, why making you better than that?
No. Richard says, Richard says,
tell him to go put his glasses back on.
Our only sister, mother, and she's back there. Show some respect. We shouldn't argue in front of her. And we're begging every one of you. It's only fair to give everyone the chance to ask the question or make the comment. Okay. Russell can stand by himself. Are you done? We gotta go to.
I didn't even every single sentence.
We gave you 30 seconds. We gave you 30 seconds to finish.
I will use the 30 seconds. Hopefully nobody stop me for the 30 seconds. So very, very beautiful interrogation, Stanton, because interestingly as possible, yesterday, Costa primarily pinpointed Russell as the gateway to the entire negotiation process. Today, you asked Russell very clean questions. Who from the Liberia National Police called you to go to Garden Free? I said, I can't remember. How did you get to Garden Free? He said, the facility was open and I got there and I made the video and we just spoke. And for me,
why you lie on me, man? Stop twisting my words. I just showed you the facility open. I just show up there. It's just random. This is a secluded space. Don't lie. Actually,
okay, Russell. Yeah. At least let one.
No. I mean, he can say whatever he wants to say, but exactly. I'm going to check him.
Yeah,
I did not say
Russell, after he's done, don't interrupt him, please. We give him 30 seconds, and we got to get another 30 seconds. Please allow him to write.
Yeah, I mean, why you celebrating that? This sort of stuff.
Everybody on any unit
So this is now sabotaged by the YouTube operation.
Russell, Fadiga get a place to go. He doesn't belong here. Don't listen to him. You and myself will stay here. I beg you. Let allow Wanto to finish. Let allow Wanto to finish.
Yeah, but I'm not going to sit here. Let
when he's done, you can answer. When he's done, you can answer, right, Russell? Don't interrupt him, please. So Wanto,
I think I will about 30 seconds. So interesting as possible, we are speaking from a very sophisticated background with research-oriented evidence. We're not just speaking out of the blue. We communicated specifically. This is why all of the questions being asked is intentionally driven. We spoke with Broken Park Police, and their response is clear as possible. We have no facilitation, no support, no anyway. The 30 seconds again, Fadiga heckling me. When you're speaking, nobody can stop you from speaking, and it's not fair. This is an open discourse. And they said they have no facilitation in the acquisition of vehicles. We spoke to St. Clair. St. Clair also said we have no support whatsoever. The truth of the matter here is that we don't need to be dragging this, because every time you'll be implicating yourself. Because all of the questions being asked here, they are carefully curated questions. Another thing that haven't been responded to finally, Stanton, is the recommendation letter. Consistently, it's been said that you can't get anything in Minnesota without police recommend you.
So level you there want to be continuing, because we listen. It's 6:32, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna go to Alcido, Phoebe Herons, and Clinton, and then we'll move on to the next topic. We got 4 more other topics. We hope we can cover them. Continue sharing the show. This is a big day for our country. It's Flag Day. We want to ask you what you think of the flag. We'll get to that. But Alcido, let's finish up with Minnesota now.
Thank you so much. And in my 1 minute or so, I want to talk to my brother, Winfrey. Winfrey, you have built yourself credibility over a long time. I don't think you want to destroy that because of police cars. And you are into the political field here in America. You know nothing has. If you were to leave the show and ask your closest friends, they will tell you the way you're answering the questions, the way you're stuttering, and it shows guilt. I'm not saying you are guilty, but my brother, you have a long way ahead of you. What we are investigating in our country is a complex thing. As we speak today, the former vice president name has been damaged across the world. It is the level of sophistication we are talking about. And like I've always said, the opposition you have today is not the opposition you had some 12 years ago. We have grown, we are sophisticated, we are educated now, we are experienced, we've been in government, and we know how to connect the dots. So in my mind, Russell, it would be a good thing, my dear brother. Wash your hands of this and be a clean man. We all know that your brother did call you about the cars. We all know your connection with Gregory Cuomo. We know. Mr. Russell, no one, no matter how stupid the person is, will believe that you just put cars on video without having any knowledge whatsoever of how the cars came to you. You cannot convince anyone that in this country, America, You could go at a facility and just start video recording people's assets. You know it's not possible. This is not the America of 1688 when we didn't know of America. America is like Liberia. We can go Liberia, see there and come out the next day. Please, my brother. There's a lot more to this entire cocaine episode. Look at the country. Justice Minister saying he never had a car. He wrote the police to get him car. Police said we bought the car from Minnesota, but it's not in the budget. Justice Minister said no, we got it from Dodge something. The Dodge people said no, that people they pay also we close A. They said again, you can see the entire confusion surrounding everything the government is doing. Let me just quickly to say, just quite recently, Jeremy Pierre came and said the United States government did not give Liberia a dime for the deportees. New York Times. We're
not there yet. We're not there yet. I said, we cannot shift conversation. No, I say no. I say, my man, you finish back. We can't shift conversation like this.
No.
Yeah, I beg you, Chief. Then we'll mention the conversation.
Okay, so I'm going to say, Mr. Russell, you may think I hate you, but if you think what I'm saying is wrong, I'm sorry. When I spoke with the police guys today, the amount of things they knew, they may even told me when we started here, we had to go on social media to verify. They even listened to social media. They saw the pictures on social media. They saw the, when I said, oh, I can even send you the police press conference, he said, no, we haven't. We went after it, we tried to understand, and I thought it is crazy. We don't want to get involved in that thing from Liberia for sending jobs and things. Too many things the man said. Again, I posted the numbers that I caught in the minutes that we talk in the chat room. You can go to verify. My peace to you, my brother. Wash off your hands. Get the money to run people's stomachs. And we know what is going on in this government. Don't be part of the dirty money.
Thank you very much. Let me bring in Fubi, please.
Yeah, so look, there are a few things here. The police, first thing, the press release that the police gave was meant to clarify one thing, because Martin Colley and co were running around saying that drugs cartel gave the police money and they went to buy a car. So that press release was to address that, not to address all the procurement process, how much they bought car, blah. So that's the first thing. And also the police didn't lie about getting the car through Garden Fleet. Even if you have a third party in between, the final point of sales was Garden Fleet. The police didn't say Minnesota police sold car to them. So the police didn't lie. And whatever procedural that they have in America regarding buying police vehicle or military vehicle or whatever, that was the American stuff. But the police didn't say they bought car directly from Broken Park Police or St. Cloud Police. So in a press release, it's clear that they bought it through Garden Fleet. Garden Fleet, being a private entity, has the right to go through auction and buy cars and sell. And that process was followed. So if you have a third party that liaised the police with Garden Fleet, at the end of the day, the car was bought from Garden Fleet. So that's also another wrong information. On the issue about the police should come and give the whole details about how much they bought the car, that's a topic for another day. That press release was not to address that particular issue. That was not the essence of that press release, because everybody was really, we got evidence that Martin Colley said we got evidence that Gregory took money from cartel and he bought 5 cars and he brought it to the country. So that press release was to address that, and the police did a good job to address that. On the other issue about accountability, how they got it, where they got the money or whatever, that's a different topic, and that was not for that press release. So we can hold the police, can ask the police to clarify that. It's fair, but the essence was not for that. Wilfred Russell, you didn't do anything wrong. So don't let the guy push you and make it look like you did anything wrong. You play your part. You've been playing your part. So they can call 1 million times the police in America, and the guy decided to sell cars or they are put it to Liberia again. It's all Liberians. We decided to damage that particular relationship, because the essence of that relationship is to help facilitate getting some of those fairly used stuff to Liberia so that Liberia can use it. We always buy things from America, and that was second home. So if we want to damage that by putting the politics, we can play the politics. At the end of the day, we are going to be afforded not to get the kind of leverage that we have in the past. And so you did nothing wrong. So keep playing your role and don't let the guy push you around. Thank you.
Anyone watch Abby Phillips on CNN News? CNN. It comes on, I think, 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. Abby Phillips. There's a guy that always on that show, they call him Ken Jennings. I think we have a Ken Jennings here called Phoebe Herons. Yeah, I want to leave it like that. That's how it is. But that's the beauty of the show. And I love Abby Phillips on CNN. It's like Spoon Talk, the same round table, and everybody just argue the hell out of everything. Let me bring in.
Man, come and get job with the government again.
I heard that he would be the spokesperson, right? The press secretary. Maybe not. He said he doesn't know, but his name is flat. But let me bring in Governor Clinton. Take us home on this. We got to talk about us right now. No, then I'll go for my closing. Governor, go ahead.
Look, I've been following the show, and we have some reports about a fellow called Curtis Bryan, and I want to ask Russell directly. Russell, there's a police officer, Curtis Bryan. Did you travel to Liberia with that police officer to some parts about this? These cars we're talking about to install. Just tell General what was that trip about? You know, what was that trip
about? Mr. Clinton, essentially moving forward. I mean, because clearly these guys have an agenda. I've said what I had to say about this. I heard what Isaac just said. You know, and I have nothing else to say to this matter. I've said it before, and I've said it now. I never did say that Brooklyn Park gave us, the city of Brooklyn Park Police Department gave the Liberia National Police.
You answered the question. Let me use my 30 seconds.
Wait, my man.
You said you're not talking about his
or Sinclair. So as of now, I will leave that. You can bring the toughest FBI agent or whatever. I have no hand to play in anything. So as Isaac Doe, my fellow panelists just advised me, and someone said, you know, listen to what Isaac Doe said. I have nothing else to add to this conversation. Thank you.
All right, Senator, I'll use the last 30 seconds to just say that Russell is...
Let me say something, because I heard that they say, like Isaac said, Russell brother calling for car. And also, you don't have anything that Russell brought up calling for car. I was asking you, did you say that before Clinton finished up? As it do, did you say Russell brought up calling for car? Where?
That's the allegation we're getting. And you know, when we get this kind of allegation from certain individuals who are credible, we take out it is. Again, the brother can come and deny it, say he didn't call the man. But from what we gather, from our sources, again, it's just allegation that his brother was the one that called, said, my man, go here, do XYZ, let's promote this.
But Russell, I think you're stand not to answer further because a lot of stuff is coming out. I will agree with you, though they can ask. But at this point, are you done, Clinton? I want us to move on. No. Probably member there, and you know, I said texting, I said saying that Russell brother called him. Quinty is not on the show, and to be frank, he's my friend. We graduated together from the same high school. We grew up together. I know him very well. Not that I'm going to take side with him, but to add him to this when he starts speaking, then again, like we saw on social media, they put Quinty Russell on there. And I don't know, if you don't, let's move on to the Justice Ministry.
So I was just going to conclude by
saying, you're not? Okay, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to conclude by saying it's unfortunate that Russell, trying to protect this transaction, is willing to put his credibility on the line. When this conversation started, Russell presented himself as a major player connecting the folks from Liberia here. All of a sudden, as information is unfolding, Russell now wants to play a varied role, a labor role, just make an introduction, wasn't involved,
However, when you watch that video again, like I said the other time, Russell is thanking the people of Minnesota. When you go to the garage and say, thanks to the people of Minnesota for making this happen, you are creating the impression that somehow the people of Minnesota, now I'm talking about the Brooklyn Fire Department, play a role in getting this car. So everything that what you said up to this a moment has been misleading, has been false, and it's unfortunate that with the information that digging about Wanto, you're not able to tell the truth about this entire thing. It's very unfortunate. You know, Wanto has done a good job. Ashley has done a good job to go to these very people that you say you went to, and all of them have said they have no knowledge about this transaction. This is illegal money. There's no way the Liberian government has budget, right, to buy cars. So if the government procured the cars legally, there's no reason for the government to be going all this way about this thing. They would just say, this is how it was done. The fact that the government is dodging, the police is dodging, it's clear that this is illegal. Illegal transaction, illegal money.
Well, let me say what I have to say. A lot is going around, and I want to say to all of you, I think it's a beautiful show to discuss this issue. It's an issue about government. I don't blame Russell. Russell connection, his involvement, directly or indirectly, anybody can help. Russell is on record from Madam Salif Town to CDC, Honor Koji, Honor Patrick Sudu, and all of them. He brought them here to the current city mayor, Shafak. Russell been very aggressive by his connection to bring them to Minnesota, Brooklyn Park, and other places to make sure that we have a sister state, city engagement. It is important. Who in America today doing those things? But let's just face it though. This is on the Liberian National Police. This is not on Russell. This is completely on the Liberian National Police. I don't think anybody should seize the opportunity to say, well, Russell will explain. And I will say this openly to everyone. What is happening here is very, very dangerous for people like Russell. That when you make connection and you make intervention to bring people together and bring entity together and ministries, then those that are in the government mess it up. I see this mess up is from the Liberian National Police. They also receive money to purchase car. Were he there in the signing ceremony negotiating? Did he create a company and say this company will be the one to stay in the middle? Can somebody tell what a Russell name is on those three gentlemen that created a company? No. And if I'm worse, I said it by introducing Gregory Coleman to some of these individuals to help with logistics. I would say it. But it's an embarrassment on Gregory Coleman, the Liberian National Police. What are they hiding? Now, Fubi telling us that because Martin Collins said that drugs money, so therefore they shouldn't say anything. My fellow Liberian, we are in problem. We are in problem, a systematic problem, a fatal problem, a problem that we cannot recover from. We can come and spin this from Fubi and spin this from Fadiga. What are they going to do the normal government thing? We are in a serious problem. Why should we sit here every day and think that it's so hard for the government to speak? How can a government go ahead and take the people money and eat the people money? And after eating the people money, and then say to us that, oh yeah, don't worry. Oh yes, don't worry. It is okay. It is okay. This is an embarrassment. This is an embarrassment. Gregory Coleman needs to do another press conference. Where the money came from? Which company actually they dealt with? I agree that Russell went there and took video and pictures. So what? If Russell lied, Russell knew would come up. But this is not President Barker. How long President Barker call up corruption? We beat on CDC. From one corrupt entity to another corrupt entity, folks. I want you to look through this thing. Whether Russell brother get a car, call him, not call him, whether Gregory Coleman call Russell, it's not my business, it's not my concern. Go ahead. But the fact remains is that where the money came from, what Martin Cody accusing on the drugs money is insinuation. These are allegations. But hey, why would the government lie? Did you pay $4,000 for a car? Look at those cars. Look at them. Look at that $4,000 car to you. There, I want some. My daughter wanted it. look, to be frank, if those cars are 4,000 cars to you, let them show them. How many LBR? Look, you don't know for car in LBR that reaches you or routing taxi. You know for it? That car look there that the customers, that the government will tell that they pay 4,000 for it. Damo say he wants some. Our station wants some. We get volunteer. Whoever buy for 4,000, can you help us? What kind of nonsense of a story? I mean, look, every day, my people, the government is hard. You can lie no more. They got Facebook, they got Instagram, they got YouTube, they got everywhere. You can lie no more. The thing hard. The people that been eating the country money too long. The young people that got to step up. The people that are fighting. Every day, Papa come from where they eat the country money. They got walking talking. This time they're not using walking talking. Oh, Papa, yeah, you hear the walking talking sound. Not even finish stealing the country money. That's the same stealing the state doing today. I mean, I'm surprised at the Unity Party government. What's going on, my people? What's going on here? So wait, Gregory Kuma answered the one question. We're not talking about between you and your friend Martin Cody. You can solve that problem. Martin Cody will be here on Thursday or Wednesday. You can solve that problem. But how did you purchase these cars? How many cars did you buy? This is a question people are asking. I mean, look, yesterday we did 22 calls in LBR, 22 calls on the international line. Yesterday. The LBR call was very, very bad. The people in LBR, they are angry. They are not happy. They are so angry. You continue. Fubi, you continue saying nothing wrong with it, yeah? You continue, Fubi. You continue saying it's okay with their past and where the people are saying, the people can see. They always say, no, let's move on. Let's move on. I'm begging guys. I don't want to go there. But my friend Russell, I stand by you. I'll stand by you till you get in trouble. So now you get in trouble, I will leave you. I believe you. But now you're getting any trouble. Right now on the show, you're my friend. I said, though, please, if you want to talk, just go in the bar, begging you. I know you're not home. And, you know, I don't know where you're at, but I don't want to go there. But begging Russell.
I'm home. You're always sitting behind me. I'm home.
Okay. Yeah. Russell, I will say this 100 times. I know you didn't do the only wrong you did. You introduced Gregory Coleman and the LBR National Police with the Brooklyn Park people. I think that was your only wrong. Because all the things here now they got to want to bring up just because you did one introduction. But anything beyond that, if anything else come up, Russell, I will disown you on the show. I will not stand by you. But right now, I'm standing by you. Let me be very clear. Thank you. Yeah. All right, guys. Another thing happening, not a problem. Let us talk about this. Let's talk about Oswald Twain. You know, I blame President Bouakai on this one. I seriously, I blame President Bouakai. I think President Bouakai, I don't know, and many people get angry with me, but I think President Bouakai is missing the point here that you got about 3 more years left to be president. The Liberian people getting angry every day. And I think the president thinks this is a joke. I'm gonna say it. I mean, his people can get very with me. I think President Bouakai think keeping Oswald Twain that is not political, keeping Oswald Twain and lying to the nation about getting car on. Can you imagine the old man Oswald Twain? He lived his life, 30 some years experience as a legal man. Can you imagine the message you gotta ask Gregory Kuma for car? Can you imagine Oswald Twain, who is, stop tapping and get me to say, whoever tapping, please, ladies and gentlemen. Can you imagine Oswald Twain that's supposed to be there fighting for the country he involved in? The truth is running out. There was no Facebook being through Peter. There was no internet. There was nothing. They used to go and enjoy the set and come back and chill. Nobody would ask them questions. When Uncle Senator tried asking that question, they jailed them. I mean, let's talk about today. Somebody got to tell the president, Mr. President, wake up. You are in a new age. You're not helping the nation. You bury old men at us 12. And if they meet each other, you know what they do usually? And I know they're going to get very with me. They also try to meet each other, they butt head today. I don't know what I think about butting head. That's what you see. They go like this and they go like this. It means that they're not eating, they bring people money and they're chewing stupid. They're butting head. Nothing else you can get from them.
That is clothed with the authority to tell the president the truth. And that is the Minister of Justice. He has so much authority on our law that he gave the president's legal advice. If you have a situation where the Minister of Justice is saying, one, there was no funding for new vehicle. So when the former minister, are they trying to say, maybe I'm wrong, are they trying to say that when Musa Dean turned over, he took the vehicle with him to his house? He couldn't wait his turn? Okay, these vehicles that were ordered by the police, he had no say in it because I think he's the one who supervised the police. He has no say in it. So it's kind of worrisome. Again, as I've just said, we had an agency, the General Services Agency, that responsible. One of the responsibility was procurement of government vehicles and taking care of government vehicles. We gradually erode that from the GSA because individuals want to do purchases. And when you have this kind of situation, you have a situation now where the Minister of Justice himself, who's supposed to be upholding and defending the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia and interpreting the Constitution to all government ministries and parastatals, finding himself engaged in such an act. And it's worrisome. It's extremely worrisome. So the issue of this case, one of the things I like about this case, in fact, even though the negativity of it, the whole cocaine thing, is that it's revealing to us. Every day we get new revelation of how our government is being run by a group of people who have no love for the Republic of Liberia. So the rules they have on the book, they try to circumvent it. what they should do, they try to circumvent. And that is why I support Mr. Alexander Benedict Cummings. Because I'm sure, extremely sure, that with him being in leadership, these things will stop. We will learn how to play by the rule that we have on the book, and we will appreciate what we have until we have the funding. If the Minister of Justice could not hold himself, he could not discipline himself for a few months until he get the necessary funding to purchase vehicle. Thank you.
So Richardson, let me come to you. I want to keep this up because we have the 2025 budget, right, to share. How can the ministry honor Joseph Yima Bwaka, President Bwaka, minister that should be telling the truth, right? Lie, and President Bwaka is not doing anything. I want the Liberian people to listen and pay attention to this. Now, if President Bwaka is calling up for Gregory Coleman, and if President Bwaka is calling up for Oswald 12, then we're done. Then the whole investigation is Fiamomo. It's a Fiamomo. Then we're done. Then we cannot respect. Look, when you go buy a car and you're lying, and money in the budget and you're lying, and you're telling people that no, this is not. Look, the country is done. C'est fini. I'm not laughing. I know you're laughing because it's a manner in which you de-stress and compose yourself. But for me, I want my pressure to go by, so I'm not laughing no more. But this is an embarrassment on the rescue government. For the rescue government to get liars and BM and they eat the government money and buy news cards and lie to the president and lie to the people. And then they turn around and President Bwaka will keep them, but he will say he fought the corruption. What sense that makes? They're not bring people feeding for the next 3 years. But talk to me, Darrell. Richardson, talk to me.
Well, Stanton, I'm going to state a couple of things that you said earlier. You said President Bwaka is running the government like the truly party government. He's governmenting as if he's running a true party government. And every one of us know that a true party government was so say one, so say all kind of a thing. You also said that President Bwaka forgets that we are in a new age. Yes, we are in a new age of young people. Technology is moving apart. Somebody mentioned AI. And one thing else I wrote down that you said that somebody needs to wake up President Bwaka. Somebody needs to bring him up to date if it's possible. Because if you do not do that, we'll have the situation that you are explaining, that the Minister of Justice is saying that he does not have a car. He had to write LMP in order to get a car. And when we look through all of this, you told us earlier that a company in, I think, the Netherlands or Belgium or wherever refused to even speak to us, or went on record to say that the Liberian government still owes them. So and then when we look at the 2025 budget, we see there were probably money in the budget for a car for this minister, and nothing is happening. Nothing is happening. So people can go on in our government, in this government, and commit crime. Use the money that was allotted for a car for something else, do something else with whatever they want to do, and it is okay. We can no longer continue to do that in the government. This government is not working for the people of Liberia. And I think Dr. George, you said something so brilliant tonight that I agree with, and I constantly say, we are seeing this government get exposed almost every single day. We are seeing that this organization, their poor ability to keep records of what they're doing is either because they do not respect the Liberian people, so they can do whatever they want to do to the Liberian people. We are seeing the lack of transparency. Dr. Brogler always mentioned that. Why can't you just mount onto the mic and speak to the Liberian people? Tell them where we are. But no, when we hear them speak, the only thing they do is cuss whoever talking. They don't have the verbalization skills to say, okay, this is how evidence that we've seen. They don't have that. The lack of competency to know that this is the process that I have to go to if I want to buy a car. I have to go through these procedures. I have to go through maybe PPCC or or whatever it takes. And then, of course, the issue of this whole issue of corruption. Somebody has to, we have this pattern in our country, like, okay, like I see me at the, I'm just going to sidetrack a little bit at the university. People who are supposed to be paid money. So they didn't get paid money. So the government come in and gave money so these people can get paid. So we forget about whoever took these people money that they were supposed to get paid. We just move on and we don't hold nobody accountable. How do we expect our country to improve? How do we expect our country to work for the Liberian people? When we don't hold anybody accountable, we just keep moving and moving and moving. But this time, I'm happy that the young people are woke in this, as they say in this country, that they will keep people feet to the fire, and we should keep our president feet to the fire. So thank you, Dr. Broblet.
Thank you, Dr. Richardson. So, you know, a few things, right? First, the Justice Minister said there was no money at the time. And I don't know the intricacies, so I'm not going to go there with any degree of certainty, right? I know that some people would say every now and then they put a hair in the chopping board. I'm not one of those people. I'm putting my hair in the chopping board for nobody. But I want to deal with the facts in a logical way. He said there was no resources at the time. Second thing he said that makes this traceable is he wrote officially. I remind us all now that the police and the Minister of Justice, that's interagency. Okay. So he wrote officially and said, give me a car. Something and made a car available to him. So the best way to approach this is to just come tell us more. Come let people ask you small questions. So one, he said he wrote. So that's, again, it's traceable. You can find the letter and see. Two, we see the car. Then we can talk about where the police got that money from to buy the car. So I think this can be resolved, and I'm not sure why the government can just come and tell us. I think they'll do that tomorrow. I hope they do that tomorrow. Come and just explain this so we can focus again on the main thing, which is decimating the drug cartel. The one thing I will say is that we don't seem to have any evidence at this point that the car was funded by drug dollars. It doesn't mean that's entirely the case, but at this point, it doesn't seem to be that. Again, coming to the microphone and allowing the journalists to ask questions, we illumine the public, and I think the public has a right to know. Thank you.
You know, listen, Dr. Broblet, thank you very much. And y'all babysit this government till you get tired. Because the thing just babysitting talk. How Gregory Cuomo come to the public. Also, you know, who tell you that they don't know how to come to the public? They know how to come to the public. But when there's corruption, allegation of corruption, they'll be scared to come to the public. And that's the problem we find ourselves in. So I just said to you to say to all Liberians, this is an embarrassment for this. Look, every day the government said they came to rescue, and you know that. You know what's up. Every day the government said we're yet to rescue, and this thing happening, it's a trouble time for our country. From one mess to another mess. When will we celebrate a good rescue? When? Will we ever celebrate a good rescue? We have not seen it. I mean, President Barker forced to ride with these people. They've been in 3 years. Let them go sit down. When you qualify people. What kind of evidence the woman want again? To kind of lie again and tell the Liberian people, say, but you know, they want to see the budget and they want we cross-check him, Mr. President, don't worry. They're going to lie to him. They're going to lie to the president. Look, the whole government is infamous. That one was small thing happening. All the people that will start running on social media, right? Well, but the Liberian people are not stupid. The people are listening and traveling and cross country and in poverty and stuff. You cannot convince them anymore. You get millions of dollars go in the pocket as alleged to Oswald Twelve and his people there. Then they're lying and saying that they never have. Let's look at the budget line. Let's put it up. How can Oswald Twelve lie like that? Emmanuel just talked to us. Are you finished? Let's go to Asa too. Emmanuel, you finished, right? All right, Asa, please. Let's hear you, Asa.
So, you know, Stanton, when I started reading the press release and I saw a government ministry responding to an individual directly from social media, I know they were not serious people. Like, I think they need to, you know, to run a government is really hard, you know. To see a government agency, a government ministry responding to an individual from social media, I thought it wasn't serious. From there, I just felt like, okay, I shouldn't continue. This is, and then the entire thing was like, you know, that already see if you get your kindergarten little boy, just return from school and he explained to you what happened, and daddy, and then someone say SSO, then when I say SSO, and then someone say ABC later, but then I jump over A, I went to see, just like play toy. This, the press conference itself shows the entity of the government. It shows people who came to government on lies, who pretended as if they were so educated. But, you know, like one of my big brothers, Tegotito, always told me that when the United Party was in government for the first 12 years, the country was mainly being run by international partners. So they didn't get to learn how government is run. They didn't really get to understand what are the statements to put out. The only thing they were doing is signing. International partner bring money, they just get to the minister sign. So to say a minister will sit and develop a policy from his own mind, look to implement that policy, they don't know it. They are kind of suffering, so it's tough. You know, this government came to power on lies. They were so very less educated, but they've always shown themselves to be people who are so highly experienced, so highly educated, and today we are seeing the result. See a Ministry of Justice press release looking at one ball from kindergarten, explaining to his dad how he do SSO, ABC, go. Make no sense. How? I mean, you can come say, listen, social media, there's saying that we can confirm there's not it, and that's it. But you want to explain how B, Dutch, have brought 200, you know people will go and verify those information. Unfortunately, the government cannot help itself simply because they came to power with lies and they believe in their mind. Look, this is not 2005, 2006. At that time, I did not have a smartphone. Wanto did not have one. We were all children. We were only waiting to go read the newspaper. In 2026, man, you release a figure today, the next day we find out about it. The next second we find out about it. And that's the reason why we keep pushing the government to tell us the 10 million for your project, where it's coming from. But the time they put one thing outside, you will see what will happen. This is how when you see a lying government, that's how they do. The government is so entrapped that they can find a way outside. And you cannot be this level of liars. You can't just lie in government. I've always said this to end. When I was in government, there was a time we had the issue of fuel prices, gas. And our government said, oh, gas here. And I told them, you know what? There's something in the economy you can lie on. If you say we get gas in the country, fine. But if the people go to the gas station, there will be no gas there. So you cannot just lie on running the country. But this government says no. The only thing they will do, that when you go to sleep today, put your timer on for the next lie. There will be lie tomorrow. Every day they won't lie.
Let me bring
in. Government lying with gas and you stop it?
I'm saying people were skeptical.
I said, thank you. Let me bring in Fubi.
You can't lie to run a government. That's the truth.
I said, thank you. Let me bring in Fubi. And you're quite correct. You can't lie to run a government. Listen, we'll play propaganda and do what we want, but if people go to bed hungry, you can lie and say they are not hungry. The children don't have school fees to go to school. You can't lie and say the children going to school, you pay the school fee. I mean, Fubi, let's hear you, my friend.
Yeah, so firstly, back to the old topic, I didn't say the police didn't speak. I said the police addressed the issue of the drug, the allegation that Martin made that the car was used to buy drugs. So I made that clear. So the police clarified that that was the essence of that statement. So look, there is nothing wrong with the justice minister writing the police director and asking to assign a vehicle to him. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, you work with any agency, there's nothing wrong with asking and writing formally. He didn't go and say, give me the car. He wrote formally and said, look, assign this car to me for XYZ reason. And you can have budgetary allotment, but the funding, the actual cash cannot be available. So something can be in the budget, but the funding to make it happen cannot be available. So that's different. The budget is something different. The budget is just a tool to guide you. But the revenue being generated to fund the budget is another thing. And, you know, so you can have budget allotment, but you cannot have the actual revenue being raised to fund the budget. So if the police director said at the time the budget was not funded, so he wrote the police director and asked the police inspector general and asked for a car to be assigned to him. There's nothing wrong with that. And I agree with Isaac. You know, I think I said the same thing. Look, the government cannot be just on Facebook being distracted by posts by Martin and just be writing. When Martin posts, they go and write. Martin posts, they come and write and react to it. If you're serious, if you keep reacting, and that's what the president said, you know, probably they refused to get the message from the president last time. If you stop to throw stone at every dog that barks at you, you will not reach your destination. That's the message the president was sending to them. And they still they have not gotten it. So they just on Facebook reacting. So the more you react, you want to be distracted from what you're supposed to do. And you'll be following all these Facebook and some. People will do that investigation and will come up with allegations. And, you know, once in a while, you can address them. You know, when you're having your weekly press briefing, you can go and address them. But you can't just be on Facebook every second, writing press releases. You know, it's not that you show you're not ready to run a government. So you need to understand and learn from that. And what the president said, don't get distracted. Focus on the substantive issues. You know, journalists and media hosts will raise issues, take them in, analyze them properly, and you find a better time to address them. But you don't just, as soon as someone says something, you get on Facebook, boom. So you will keep reacting, and that reaction will lead to different things because they were reacting to drug allegation. So that drug allegation, now nobody looking at drug cartel giving them money, because that is very clear that the first thing the money is government, the projects were done on government behalf. So it's not a drug cartel stuff. So the issue about the Dutch company, that's a different topic. You know, and I don't think they lied about that. Probably the deal didn't go. You can have some negotiation or contract with somebody, and probably at some point you didn't pay all the money the person wanted during the time frame, and at that point you can break contract. And when you reach that point, you can have those kind of dissatisfaction between vendor and a customer. And so that might be one of the, listening to just what the CEO said earlier about the guy saying the government, they pay all their money and they stop the contract. Probably that's some kind of purchase deal that went bad. You know, the details about that, we can go into that later when they go into further digging. But the press release at the time was to address the allegation that those Toyota were bought with drugs cartel money. So the ministry are trying to clarify that, look, this is not drug cartel money. This is money. This is government procured vehicles and not from any cartel. So that's what they were trying to clear up. And I think the press release served that purpose, but they shouldn't be on Facebook just be reacting, and even giving more details. You know, there are certain things you give the public just on the need to hear, and not everything that the public will hear of security matter. So you have to be clear on what you feed the public with and what you don't feed the public with. At the detail level, the GSC can conduct an audit, and you can have those other information released in the audit report. But the Ministry of Police will not be on the air every day giving how much they bought one car and where they bought a car from, all those things. I don't think that's the essence of their press release. I don't think it should be following those kind of distractions, because they will not get their job done if they keep going that route. They need to focus on the drug fight and be serious. Thank you.
Is that how you're going to be as a lawmaker representing District Number 9? Need to know, they say they're eating the people money, they're stealing. Then you say, don't give the people the information they're asking for. Wait for need to know this. No, I've been answering my question. No, let me say this to you, my brother. Listen, to their left, we are living, yeah, we are moving. We are moving. If you see, in this advanced country, the leaders come on the microphone every day. They don't do society talk and need to know. No. Buying a vehicle for the ministry is not a national security issue. Buying a vehicle for the Liberian National Police is not national security issue. We don't have to wait for audit result and report before you answer the Liberian people. For me, don't do that. The government wrote a Fiamomo press statement because they had the money as alleged. How can you say we must wait for need to know? That's why you going to tell the point that's number 9. I can only talk to you when you order my office. Is that a need to know, Brother Fubi? I'm getting afraid. I will take back my endorsement. Right now, it's still on you. Right now, you're saying my endorsement, right? But I get a concern, my brother. The Liberian people are angry, Brother Fubi.
See, 30 seconds. I disagree.
Go ahead.
The police will not come on the air and say, we bought a vehicle for 1,000, yet a recipient. No, the police will not do that. Martin Colley accused the police of taking drug cartel money to buy a vehicle. They accused the Justice Ministry of taking drug cartel money to buy a vehicle. So they came out to clear that and say, look, we didn't take money from drug cartel to buy a vehicle. This is government procured vehicle. That's clear. That's the essence of that step.
So we feel the Martin Colley owner, Fubi. You and myself asking the police now to come back clear how they got a vehicle from Minnesota. Well, we got so many reports. So don't talk to me about Martin now. Martin, you attack this government till you get a result. Let's ask Gregory Coleman, hey, Gregory, what's up? How you get a vehicle? Will Gregory look at her and say, I ain't saying nothing? I'm asking you a question now. Don't bring back Martin Colley home. We know Martin Colley now, right? I'm standing with you. The government answered Martin Colley. They said, bring your proof. Martin Colley will bring his proof. I talked to Martin Colley. He will bring his proof. But what I'm saying to you, let's answer the question now. How did we get those vehicles from Minnesota? Can they answer now?
The first thing first, you posted press releases from the police and Justice Ministry on Martin allegation. So I'm addressing
the question first. Let's address, but you know what, for me, let's move on. I beg you, because it's getting serious, we got to get to the Dutch vehicle. I beg you, the Liberian people will decide you myself who right. Kafigo, talk to us. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, so Stanton, let me say hi to everybody. Stanton, this is a man who's trying to seek the vote for the people of District 9, telling them, I will use my oversight power. That's the message you give them, but you're on here and say, the police don't need to say nothing. Are you kind of man you want to send as a lawmaker? Who telling you police will not say anything? We don't care where they took the money from. And I think before you join this government or they choose you to run as a lawmaker, part of the thing that should be on your CV should show dishonesty. You got to be dishonest. You got to come here and just say a lot of crap. Then they will take you. But I'm saying, and I tell you, Dr. Richardson, she said, if Jambi is sleeping, he is not sleeping. He fully informed of what's going on. He aware. He know. He stood up a couple of days ago and said, Gregory, I will stand by you. He knows. He knows everything this president knows. So everything you're saying, if people think that, oh, those people around the president or President Buckeye don't know anything, Oxford 12, they're briefing him and they tell him exactly. This is a classic way of the cartel. Give the president his own, put some of this vehicle on the president entourage, share it, so nobody can talk. So what Gregory did, Gregory sharing everything all over. The Justice Minister, his boss. Mind you, Oxford 12, Gregory boss. Get him vehicle. Close your mouth. Hold this. But the question is, where the money coming from? It's not on the budget line. It's nowhere. Where that money coming from, Dr. Richardson? We have drugs in the country. Drugs money all over in the country. We don't know where the money coming from for the FOIA building. We don't know where the money coming from for the cars. We don't know anything. The question we're asking, if you guys say it's not a drugs money, but you tell us where the money comes from. It's not that, as Stanton said, it's not a national security issue. Stanton opened the line yesterday. The Liberian people disagree with this government. The Liberian people said this government is proceeding wrongly. It was out there on Spoon yesterday. The line was open. The line was open. The question we ask, if you said to me, it's not a drugs money, they will say, okay, let's say it's not. Tell me where the money comes from. Tell me where you took that money to pay $10 million in FOIA. Tell me where all that money, everything you're doing, where the money coming from? And this government cannot announce. And the wannabe lawmaker is saying it's okay. The wannabe lawmaker says it's okay. No, it's not. It's not. You cannot run a government, because this government is supposed to be a government of transparency because they run on that. This government is supposed to be a government of big boys that will show y'all. This government is supposed to be the government of experience. But it turned out to be the worst government since post-war, or even in the history of Liberia. It turned out to be the biggest cartel government. Turned out to be the biggest cartel government, which when the president comes down, there's something not smelling right. Not smelling right. No money. You don't know where the money comes from. Are we running country like that?
Thank you very much, Kefiko. So let's get into that. I don't know where you are, Wanto. We're waiting for you. You kind of get country Christmas like, we got to move to the last thing. Let's bring you in. Wanto, close up on this, unmute yourself. Then we will bring in. This is about the job. You know, hold on, Wanto. Let me just say this quickly. I didn't end the fake letter that Oswald was writing. This is a BS. And just imagine, right? They said we don't have a budget. So let's go down through the budget line. All right. This is it right here. Liberia National Police, 2024, 2025. You see it there. But I want to bring to your attention the actual budget line here. There you go. Right. Look at the Minister of Justice. This is the Minister of Justice Transport Equipment Vehicle. Look at the amount, 2025, 2024. Look at all the amount. $1.7 million. They go to 20, you can just go through it. It's there. They have money. And my argument is that the government lie, also to a lie. Also to a lie. They have money. You know, if President Barker failed to act, the people will act come 2029. Make no mistake. You cannot have your justice minister lying. You cannot have Gregory Kuma lying. You cannot have them saying there is no money. That Fubi said it was just budget. They are their allocation. They brought money not there. Let's go to the alternates. Fubi, how do they use the money? You find out in the alternatives. So for you to say 2025 budget, it was just line allocation, but the one that in the alternate, who is it? Yeah, who is it? Who is the one in the alternatives?
Exactly.
I mean, how can we sit there and get me for all of ourselves? It's an embarrassment, and the Liberian people should hear this. That where we are today is an embarrassment on the government.
Yeah,
as much as we try to help the government, we pray to God, everything. God, please direct our thought. Let's help President Barker because we did everything to bring in the power. It can work. As much as we want to try. No, to tell you the truth, that person says you can look at me, I know where you want to look at me. It just can work. It's an embarrassment.
But Stanton added to that, in 2024, the budget was recast on August 16, 2024. And September 5th, it was accepted. So the minister want to tell us that when the budget was being recast, were recast in August 2024, he couldn't say he needed a line item to get a vehicle. Then by December, they started writing the budget for 2024.
The minister called with his pens down, period. The minister is a liar. You know, when people come to the government and they lie and President Boaga encourage them and President Boaga accept them and keep them, President Boaga is not a good leader. It's a problem for the country. If President Boaga continue this thing, you know that you got bad people in your government. You know that they come in government to destroy your even. Look, we're just doing it for President Boaga legacy and for LBR to be reformed. It's just something about old people who respect that they will carry the country forward. But President Boaga letting us down. Seriously, I mean it. This is not a joke. President Boaga can sit there and us for Twitter destroying the country, and he's still trying to ride and die with them? For what? President Boaga said he got confident in Gregory Coma. That's fine. But then are you telling what we see with no answer, you can go say that to the Liberian people? President Boaga know why you're losing? I mean, people want to fight for you, old man. People want to really speak for you, Mr. President. But you're not doing it. No, you are not at all. You are not rescuing the Liberian people. Across the board, you are not rescuing. If you're keeping us for 12 and all the bad individuals in the government, even people in your party, they are angry. You're going to come and lecture us for a bit? Every day we'll fix the country. We'll fix the country. We tell you every day, fix it. You got 3 more years. We'll fix the country. Say no to drugs. We'll fix the country. Mr. President, we tell you fixing the country. Fix it. It's all yours now. For 6 years. Fix it. Stop coming on camera and saying we will fix it. That all, all the time, we tell it will not work. Because you know what? We will use everything we have on social media to tell you, Mr. President, you are wrong. You're letting the Liberian people down. Look at the University of Liberia. Look at all the places in the country. What in the government President Boaga can point to that he's fixing? What? You're keeping us what they're destroying the country every day. But let's hear you, because I want us to talk about the email that we sent to the Dutch people that say Gregor Kuma and Oswald lie. So let's hear you.
Of course. And Stanton, I like the way you are playing it gradually, because imagine we haven't even gotten to the biggest bomb of the year. We still, building that mode. The truth of the matter is that in any democracy around the world, the Justice Minister and the Liberia National Police will be incarcerated for investigation. And that's a fact. And that is not a political statement. It's a matter of fact. Because what we discover, we did not just discover, but realize that the government, the Liberia National Police and the Ministry of Justice need to account for over $1 million missing in procurement. It is not just from ordinary, it's from a direct source. Stanton, you put the email up already?
No, I didn't. Let me pull it up. So let's talk about also to a fake letter, lying letter, right? Mm-hmm. And also to have damage. Look, people at the Justice Ministry don't want to work with him. Seriously. He knows nothing about running a political government. Send him back to his corporate practice, right? Let him fight for people that are doing money and concessions. That's what he's good at. He knows nothing about running a country as a justice minister. He's a failure, right? He has caused more damage in the country than any other individual. Look, you can put it up there. Even Musa Din is better than him. Musa Din used to stand with Jawia and tell Jawia said no. Musa Din used to defy Jawia because he had the authority to do so as AG. But then anything, come on, man. Let's pull it up.
Yeah. Just
let's pull it up. There we go. So want to reach out to this gentleman. Talk to us about the gentleman want to.
Great. So this is Peter Wimmers. Peter Wimmers has spent over 20 years with the Dutch Health BV. Peter is the current executive director, or to some extent you could say president, the leader of this institution. So we're not speaking from the background. We're speaking from the hotspot, the one who lead the institution, who make procurement decision, who make managerial decision. That's him right there. And you know what is very fascinating? He's worked with many governments. He worked with CDC, he worked with Banaseri. He spent 19 years over the period of time. So we wanted to be able to show that we checkmate every aspect of this investigation. And the point here is that every part of this investigation revealed new things. A new part of it provide new understanding to how our country is being run and some of the irregularities that's happening. So the Ministry of Justice put up an interesting press statement yesterday, and they said that they were able to procure multiple vehicles, including bikes.
So let's get it small here, right? Let's take a chair, right? So that Peter guy, this is his company, right? Dodge Health BV?
Yeah, his company.
Talk to me.
And Stanton, you look up there, you see 24 years, 11 months with Dodge Health BV. So we're not speaking about someone, we're talking about someone who lived all your life building this institution, from one era to another. It's full-time, same March to 2007 to present, 19
and this is the company that how you call them, what's the name? Just administration they bought the car from, right? Good.
Yeah.
So guys, just follow us, just enjoy the ride here. So there's the Peter guy, he running the Dodge LBV. Can you put it in the chat room for the guys that are not straight the eyes, please? And now, there you have it. We come in there, though. Dodge Health VB, integrated healthcare solution worldwide, hospital and healthcare. Talk to me. What do they do? Dodge Health VB.
So it's a very fascinating company. A part of their expertise is centered around the hospitals, ambulances, and other things around the world. But they also can do outsource, a vehicle from different nature. But their specialization specifically is on ambulance and other equipments. Is a driven and proven company with many years of expertise and integrity, which I've seen over the period of time from what we invested.
So also I'm hearing that they refurbish, ambulance. They do different stuff on the vehicles, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so just get it straight.
Different.
Some of you out there, they are not hospital. No, they sell hospital supplies. They sell ambulances and other, cars, right? And that's the reason why you see these vehicles look like this, because most of these are ambulances that they refurbish and make other police cars for highway, the interior. That's why you see some of them like that, right? Yeah. So make no mistake now, we're trying to walk you through this thing. So, but tell me again, Wanto, what did you do? You reached out to them, right?
Yeah, I reached out.
Let's put this up. No, this is, you reach out to them. I want to put this up. I think this is it. I have to cover our email, then your email, Wanto, and the guy's email. Sure. I hope I cover everything. Yeah, and he replied you were asking for what? Talk to me about this.
I was asking for many things, Stanton. The first thing that I was asking for, before I decided to reach out, yesterday when the Ministry of Justice put out the statement, specifically recommending this institution that they were able to procure over $1.5 million. I felt this is an exhaustive figure. So the first thing that I did, Stanton, was to check out the procurement record. So we checked the PCC record online, which is a public record, and we realized that the procure funding for that specific deal was around $6 billion. So I was like, okay, but if you procure $6 billion and then you are returning to, you are saying you pay $1.5 million to a company, there's some feature. There must be some investigation to this. So I decided to do a direct communication to the institution and say, what was the methodology of the deals? And there were many
then you reach out, then forget about methodology, you confuse the old man, and let's keep it simple. And you reach out to them and you ask them, say, request for verification and procurement records, LBR National Police. That was your subject, right?
Yeah, that was my subject, yeah.
All right, and I see that you CC Joey Dijon and Peter Womers and all of them. Then what happened? Did they reply you?
They replied immediately. So the first thing he did was to inquire and ask me for my role and where I'm from. So he just wanted to know who he was speaking to. So I told him, yes, I'm Wanto. I'm currently studying at Harvard. I'm a Liberian. I'm interested in national fact finding. And I also quote our Freedom of Information Act law to him and said, every national decision-making person will have the right to investigate it, which gave me the ground to inquire. And he said, yes, he came back. He said, give me some money. I'll do an evaluation and I'll be able to get back to you. And and
it's very important for you to know now, they reply from this Peter guy. So let's put it up, right? This is the reply from Peter. All right. So let's take our time. Wanto, please, you explain it, but let me read it. Peter to Wanto, tier +1, right? Dear Mr. Wanto, thanks for introduction. The case is straightforward. Ladies and gentlemen, This is Peter speaking, his reply to Wanto. The man that also twice say, now follow the different answer he gave quickly. Initial contract with LBR National Police was 6.1 and change $1 million. If you look at what Justice Ministry put out through the surrogates, you understand that it's almost together. You saw that, Emmanuel. So let's make progress here. 2, reduced contract was $1.5 million, no finance. 3, final prepayment via DH Liberia based on checks. DH Liberia is no direct entity of Dutch Health. You want to be clear. BV, USD $439,100 of delivery of 8 vehicles executed. You mentioned Prado was one of the BX vehicle because Wanto went there and identified the Prado that was given to the Justice Minister. And the man is confirming, yes, 8 vehicle, including that Prado. Number 4, no further follow-up by LBR National Police for lack of payment security to Dutch Health BV for remainder delivery of 22 vehicles for various reasons. And number 4, the man said after they did the first one, the government didn't follow through with the rest of the payment for the rest of the vehicle. 5, we had contact with Mr. Coleman concerning the same. The proceed managed by our independent agent, Francis Nagbe. I want you to keep that name. I want you to watch that name. It is important. Talk to us, Wanto. Great job. Thank you for your investigation, but talk to us. We got more to go.
Thank you, Stanton. Very, very, very fine way for putting it forward. Just in simple terms, the 3 things that I probably want to be able to go back. One is, from this communication, Stanton, we realized that the government communicated that they fully pay out a procurement of $1.5 billion in a Justice Minister communication. In this communication, the guy who owned the company they mentioned said that they pay only $400,000 and some change, meaning that there is over $1 million plus that the government embezzled and communicating to us that they paid that already. So embezzle means either they corrupt or to some extent they can't be able to locate the funding. So we're speaking of over $1 million funding. If you check in our national budget expenditure, you'll see that the government communicated that they completely pay out their fund and they pay for the vehicle over 1 point something. There's another interesting thing in that communication with the Minister of Justice. He named bike, he named other equipment as well. If you check here from this guy, he said only 8 vehicles were procured by the Ministry of Justice. In fact, in 5, he said we have contacted Mr. Coleman concerning the same, but there has been no response. Because of no response, they cancel out the vehicle. And the Minister of Justice communicating with us that they procure that amount of vehicle. So the major question here is what is the over $1 billion, which is now the case of corruption. The third thing here is the name you told us we should keep it. There's a part here that said BV. He said BV has something. You're saying something?
Yeah, hold on 1 minute. I won't give the guys a chance to come in. Yeah, okay. I put the document in the chat room, guys, so you can look at it. I won't give the guys a chance to come in.
I have a quick clarifying question.
Go ahead.
Okay, so the initial document that you shared on screen, I noticed that a lot of the information there, a lot of the information has been redacted. The previous document that you shared from what a Horizon Auto, Brooklyn Park, and all of that, you even encourage people to call some of those numbers. So I'm just wanted to understand why.
Are you talking about the Netherlands? Something we're talking about? Or are we going back?
No. Yeah, I'm talking about the Netherlands. The information about the Netherlands that you provided, including Mr. Wanto T. Wanto's email address and all of that, personal information. You redacted all of that information. So I'm just curious as to why you redacted that the information there and not the others.
No, the information I redacted over there is my email. Russell emailed me this thing. I don't want to show my email.
Yeah, but you redacted Wanto's.
Wanto don't want to show his. Wanto don't want to show his.
Well, I'm just saying. But if you want,
no, I want people to call the people that don't want to talk to us about the car that they bought from Minnesota. I want them to use the phone number and the email and call them. You want my email address? I can say you. I can say you. But Russell, I can say my email address. Anybody want my email address? I can send it to them. It's not secret. You want my email address?
No, that's not the point.
Oh, okay. But can we get back to the very important thing?
That's why I was just asking a clarifying question.
Yeah, but let's get back to the very important things. Then we can talk about email business. You my email, my brother and friend. Now front6797gmail.com. I can call it. I ain't got no secret. And my email front FRONT 6797 @gmail.com. Send me an email. I will appreciate it. But want to talk to us now. Let's we heard all this. Yeah, man. Want to talk to us.
Okay, so there's a very interesting name there called Francis Namwe also. Stanton, if it's possible, you can put it back up again. So Francis Namwe is placed here. So if you check here, they said the final payment was done through DH Liberia base. And then he made a clarification, Peter made a clarification that DH Liberia has no direct entity to Dutch Health. But the Ministry of Justice and Gregor Coleman used DH Liberia to make the payment through check, which I do not think a procurement is done, especially by that. So the procurement was sourced through Peter, and DH Liberia was used to send the check out.
So I see your back and forth. I will hold you there. Let's give the guys a chance to respond, right? Because we're coming down to the wire, beautiful, happy flag day. But this is scary. And I think we should send this to the president and everybody involved. If the president chooses not to investigate, that's fine. But this is massive form of corruption. Massive form of corruption. That's the first thing. I'm trembling here. What say you? Very conflicting. Look, Wanto did an excellent job. He reached out, they replied him, and I can announce to you guys, Martin Cody is going there tomorrow to the same place in Netherlands, and probably he's going to go live. He asked the people to talk to them live, and maybe I put in his secret up, but he will go there and go live with the building and tell it up and how it didn't work. This is an embarrassment on the government.
So Stanton, I'm sitting here just trying to make sense of what you're thinking and what you're going through. After all, we've been on this show together, and one of the things that you mentioned was how President Bokar is letting the Liberian people down. He has not rescued anyone yet. Those are the words that you're saying, which kind of surprising to me. But then you mentioned how you supported him because of your respect for old people. That's what you said. But getting back to Wanto's story, I'm just trying to figure out some of what's going on with you here today, because you've been pro-government, in my opinion, since we started. So I don't know if this is a trend. I don't know how to how to act today. But anyway, you asked a very good question, and I carefully wrote down. I've been writing down stuff just to make sense of what's going on in Liberia. There's too many things that are going on in Liberia. You said that first, the contract was reduced to 1.5 million, if I'm correct. And then our final payment was over 400,000 plus change. Okay, right? So there's a difference, if you do the math correctly, of at least $1 million that is missing. That's what you said. And for Liberia in this country, we say, where's the beef? There was a famous Wendy's commercial. Where is the beef? Where is the money? That's what you're asking. And I think that's a fair question. And maybe the Liberian government will basically tell us, as they mount the podium, to tell us, where is this $1 million? And this is what Liberians should be asking as we move forward, okay? This would tell us, again, in terms of just exposing how are things done in the functioning of our government. How are Liberian people respected in order to know what is happening to their resources? Because these are all taxpayer money. This tells us why we can't gene or haul in terms of development. This tells us a lot. So my question, and I want to know fairly, where is the beef? And I've seen the budget. It does have money for vehicles. What happened is all of these questions that I have all of these questions that I want answer to. So yes, thank you.
You're right, Dr. Richardson. You are absolutely right. Will the government answer the question? If you listen to Fubi, the government should answer the national security. Should the government answer the question? Ask the people on the street. Why also Twitter doing this to the Liberian people? That's a problem. How can they escape this one? How can President Obama protect them on this one? Why are they giving God hard time in the country when the country can run easily? That's a problem.
So a few things. So I want to step back to the beginning, starting with the Justice Minister's letter. I heard Fubi say, that government should respond to everything on social media, and he's right. However, Martin Cully made a specific accusation that the money for card came from drug money. And we all know where we are. That one, you can't ignore it. You need to respond to it. So I think the government did the right thing. The Justice Minister said, no, this is not drug money. Here's how I got the car. And then we move forward to Wanto's investigation. And I appreciate Wanto for reaching out and doing the investigation he did and getting the information he got. So you see in there, they got 8 cars. They paid some money, 400 some thousand. They didn't get the other 22. It looked like they were trying to get 30 cars. They didn't get the other 22. So they didn't get out 20. They just pulled for various reasons. So what I think this has done, his investigation on Wantos, that is, has led us to a good place where we can get additional information on one, what happened to those other cars? Did you buy them from somewhere else? Is the money still sitting down somewhere? What I hope we don't do is fill in the blank in the good investigation what is done with speculation and all of the innuendos and all of the conclusions. We don't know what happened. Did they buy 22 more cars from some other place? Is the money just sitting there? Was the money not used? Is the money not available? Those are fair questions. And that's why I continue to say that in situations like these, come to the people. You have a responsibility to answer people's questions. You serve the people. When you're doing your private enterprise, it's different. But when you are doing the people's business and spending the people's money, you ought to answer. So I think the investigation got in a place where we can get some answers. What happened? Did you get those other cars? Did you spend the people's money? Is the money still sitting there? Those are fair questions, and I think the government can provide clarification.
Instead of before the next person comes in, there was something mentioned about friends.
So that when my ask question, then the country will go ahead.
You interrupted me. I was saying something.
No, I'm sorry, Dr. Richardson.
No, just asking if you can share more, like maybe not today's show on this Francis Nangbe and the G-ish.
Francis Nangbe, we know where you come from. That's not a problem where that the people will respond to more and when they're waiting. No, I said we do. We have not shared it. We will. But the problem said, wait. Let's wait for the Oswald 12 to come and tell, maybe you get 22 cars in the back of a yard.
No, I said now that we got more information from Wanto's investigation, we're in a good place to get information, clarification. We need to ask.
You like what they think, leave it. You ain't what they think, leave it. Ain't no now that we get. We just stop playing this thing. This is not going to play with that. That woman, you know now that we get. The government is being corrupt, period. For you to have your justice minister lying. Did you read his letter? That he never had a budget line. There was no money in the budget to buy a vehicle. For you to have that, then you say him away and again, he must can't tell another lies. Is that what you asked him to do? You related to Oswald 12. I see why you trying to cover up for him. You know, No, you do. No, you do. You related to Oswald 12. You know him, so you try to play the fishing game. You need to stop. You need to stop. Don't do that. That's your you come in and rap and say, let's go for another conversation, another explanation. Let's go to Dr. George, man.
It was a great opportunity to get to the end of the event.
No, you can take the phone and ask us. You can take the phone. You got his number and ask us twice. Say, where the other card is? You're paying the money. Ask him. Do us a favor. Call him. You got his number. That's your friend. That's your relative. Call him and ask him. Don't be doing this thing to us. Emmanuel John, let's go ahead, man.
No.
No, let's go ahead. That's the moment. This is an embarrassment, man. It's an embarrassment.
That's slanders should be a before the show. You know, in front of people. So, once you're done, good investigation. You were saying I must stop there and then draw a conclusion. I'm saying let's take it to the end and find out what really happened. The people have a right to know. That's a responsible thing to do.
And what I'm asking you to do, Chief, you got his number. You can talk to him all the time. Please call and ask him what the other money.
No, you already answered. I related to
what the other money. You related to him. What the other money in the car had? Maybe he will answer you. Maybe he will answer you.
I related to him. Yeah, but I can't bring information. You were saying I related to the man.
Let's go, Dr. Josh. Let's go, Dr. Josh.
Yes, Stanton. Want to thank you for the investigation and the time and effort you spent in this. Joe, our seriousness on this show and those who are on other network towards supporting our country in making sure that we develop a great country called Liberia. Other speakers have raised concerns, and my concern would be maybe the next press statement that Dr. Brobler is asking for. We asked about DH limited or whatsoever the limited services. How did they become the middle person in this conversation when the email showed direct contact with the police director? Were there a call for proposal? Were there a contract given to DH to procure the procurement contract? Were there a call for procurement contract or procurement proposal? Did DH submit a proposal? Is there a government check to DH showing whether the government paid $400 and something thousand to them or $1.5 million to them? Now, we're asking the police to give us that because we know as easy as it is to get this information in the Western world, it's more difficult in Liberia. But we would start scanning the internet to also find answers. Were there a call proposal? Did DH put in a procurement proposal? Was that procurement proposal for vehicle accepted by Liberian government, PPCC? Were they giving government check to pay this money? If not, then DH Liberia have some questions to answer to the people of Liberia about this entire procurement process. How come the contract came from 6 million to 1.5 million? The cars, the vehicles that came down to 8. Why is the Justice Minister telling us that there were other things included in this procurement when a company have no knowledge about that? It's a lot of questions to answer. And again, whenever the Minister of Justice stands us to speak to us, we should be able to believe most of the words that come out of his mouth, because he is the only person clothed with the legal authority to question Mr. President and put Mr. President on the right track. But if we are now having a communication from the Minister of Justice, and that communication contradicts information that we're receiving, the Minister of Justice has placed himself in a very tight situation. The other day, he was pronouncing and sending out charges against Liberians, whereas he has a problem now. So fundamentally, we find it difficult to believe the Minister of Justice based on what we have received now. And hopefully, the minister will come up with all these things, the procurement contract, the call for proposals, the check from the Liberian government to DH. How was DH contracted? Those are questions we need answer to. And hopefully, this whole thing that we've been on for the last 2 months reveal a lot of things about our systems that we have in our country. and review a lot of things about this unity party government, and review a lot of things about the decision-making process of the president of Liberia. And all these things I strongly believe is the reason why I support Mr. Alexander Benedict comments, because these procurement processes that are bypassed and these things that we can get answer to are things that should be, that is already in policies in Liberia. They are part of the Liberian law, but yet still we have people who have decided.
Thank you. I'm sorry, Dr. George. Let me flag this straight before going to Isaiah and Fubi, right? And then we can close. I beg you, give me 1 minute, Damo. You will soon go back in you. Let's go back to the letter from Oswald Tway. Isaiah, I want you to pay key attention, you and Fubi. That's the second part of the letter. The last paragraph. The Liberia National Police subsequently assigned a white Toyota Land Cruiser Prado. Liberian people, you're listening to, bearing Liberia National Police identification marking GSA-LNP-03-14 from a fleet of vehicles procured by the government of Liberia from Dutch Health BV for the Liberia National Police. The procured fleet of vehicles valued 1.5 million, included pickups, jeeps, motorbikes, and ambulances. The jeeps included 10 units of Toyota Land Cruiser Prado. That's what they are saying. And I just want let's go back to what the reply from Peter, the manager or owner. Do the math and go through it. Listen to what the gentleman is saying here. From number 3, final payment. For number 3, though, we agree on number 1, number 2, that what the government say. Number 3 say, final payment via DH Liberia base. Check. Somebody in Liberia called Francis Nangwe that is speedy running. DH Liberia is no direct entity of Dutch Health BV USD 439,000. Where is the 1-point-something million they use, Dr. George, to buy the vehicle from DH?
Yes, that's the question. Where is that money? But Stanton, what you raised here too have raised a second issue that maybe want to. At the Justice Minister, that point you raised, and thank you so much. It says that the jeeps included 10 units of Toyota Land Cruiser.
No, we get it. Let's take a small. Don't go too far. I want us to take a small. Where is, as the door, that 1.5 million? When the people that get a company say they only receive through DH Liberia, $439,100.
So stand up.
On 1.5 million. Let's take a
well, stand up. Just bring this down for a while. My papa, forgive me, I beg you. Brooklyn, please forgive me, but shame on you. Shame on you, Papa. Forgive me, but shame on you. Papa, you are asking us to go ask the Justice Ministry. Maybe they bought car from somewhere else. Maybe they took the 22 car. Papa, you teaching at the in the president. The people said they bought car from Dutch Health BV. 1.5 million. They said the Justice Ministry has already told us where the body came from. And they were detailed to say 10 of the cars they bought from Dutch Health BV included Prados. Dutch BV said they wouldn't give one Prado. Are you concerned at all? The Justice Minister specifically said 1.5 million they used to buy from Prado. Prado said no, 400. And let me tell you the deal. The Justice Ministry and the government of Liberia did not buy no car from Dutch Health BV. You know what they did? They contracted BH. Through BH, they got the car. So it's from the Justice Ministry to BH, from BH to Dutch Health BV. That's how they did the contract. Put the letter, the reply letter up. Look at this. You see, no, not BH, but DH. Final prepayment via DH Liberia based on checks. And they were specific. DH Liberia is no direct entity. So the government of Liberia went through third party. Now people, wow. all this yama shenanigans.
Actually, they named the company DH2.
Yeah, DH. So the government passed through DH to get the things. And then the government buying, wrapping all cars to refurbish. What kind of government here, Pabokle? Yes, we know you were defending your uncle. But are you not concerned though? See all the mess that is going on. Look at all the mess. Why are you giving yourself headache? What all these crooked deals in government? So buy the car from Brooklyn Park, they go one old car, they pass through other entities, they pass. What kind of government is this, Pape? I thought you can stand up for the people of Liberia. Dosh, BB said they only got 400,000, a little over 400,000. Not from the government of Liberia directly, but from a third party. I'm concerned why the government gave a third party money for the third party to give it to them.
So I said that for you because we already got to go. I got to squeeze in Fubi. Yeah, I got to squeeze in Fubi.
Give me 10 seconds. Give me 10 seconds. I think people's argument have more validity and it helps the conversation when they deal with issues and not focus on individuals. All of us on this show have a right to share perspective. I read the document. The one that Wanto brought forth, that's the one I responded to. They say 8 vehicles were delivered and the others were not for various reasons for lack of payment. All that other thing you're talking, I don't know about it.
But
don't interrupt me now. Don't do that. That's rude.
The government
don't do that. No. You want to do your own show?
I said, let that. I said, let that.
You see, you talk. I didn't say a friend, but now I start talking. You start making noise. Yeah, your monologue show me. I beg you. Okay. So you said what you said. I responded to Wanto's investigation. I thank him for it, and I went right to the fact of what he presented us. Based on that, 8 vehicles were delivered, 22 were not. I said this brings us to a good place to continue the investigation and find out what happened. You can't hear you talk all you think. Unlike you who work for government and you rather can't account for your time there, I've never worked for government. I'm a private sector professional that can show measurable progress and result. And I never defend wrong. I don't care who it is. It may be my brother. I will never defend it. So I'm just dealing with the facts. I know some of us, our perspective is polluted with our political persuasion. I don't look at it like that. I look at the facts. I have what I have in front of me. So I said this is a good place that Wanto's investigation I got enough. We need to dig a little more so we can know what happened. So those who want to jump to conclusion, that's your business. I'm not one of those people who would jump to conclusion. I don't have the facts beyond what we got tonight.
Thank you for.
Can I ask a question, Clinton?
I gotta bring in Fubi. After you, Dr. Richardson, let me bring in Fubi, then we close.
Yeah, I was hearing DH, so I wanted to know what is in it for Liberia to go through a third party. Maybe someone can answer my question because we keep on hearing DH.
So Dr. Richardson, let's go to Minnesota. They had a Horizon, another third party. Right. So let's go to Netherlands. They got DH. Those are the Liberian company, they're French then. Like they say, do quick LLC, you get company, yeah, we'll give you the contract, right? So the friend then want to give them back, or they want to receive kickback. So they go through their friend and own an entity and company and put money inside, right? When they put the money inside, then they collect it back. It's like a revolving door. So Francis Nangwe, who Francis Nangwe? We know who Francis Nangwe is. But look at the document talking about Francis Nangwe. These are allegations. He got to come and come to he or she, whoever Francis Nangwe is, right? These are allegations now on Francis Nangwe. Say, hey, did you stand in the middle between the ministry and that of the BVF? Good question, right? So I want to just finish this, then we'll bring in Fubi. Let me just finish this. So if you go through this thing again, they're saying that no further follow-up by the Liberian National Police. No. For lack of what? That Emmanuel George. Payment. security to Dutch Health. They are telling us that they get $1.5 million that are Richardson. They're going to buy 22 vehicles. The man said we agreed they took 8 vehicles. It was delivered for $439,000, and they closed the book. Where is the $1.something million?
Where's the beef?
They didn't receive 22 vehicles and the other one disappeared. The man said if they did, not from us, because the only amount of cars that we sent in, including a Prado, deliver of 8 vehicles executed. Bam! Your mentioned Prado was one of the 8 vehicles. How can Oswald Toy come and lie to the Liberian people and say he received 22 vehicles? Why would Oswald Toy do this, knowing very well that he didn't? Fubi, let's say you will go to Kev and we'll close this show.
Yeah, so Dr. Robert is still there. Oh, Kev, we can respect each other and full respect and respect yourself. I don't attack you, so don't be listening or talking because Kev was doing the same thing.
But
so,
Kev just told me, did he tell something? Did he say something?
When he spoke earlier, he attacked me.
Oh, when he spoke earlier, okay.
Yeah. So look, the Ministry of Justice didn't contradict itself. The ministry clearly stated that it procured vehicles and other items for 1.5 million. If you read the letter, the email, the guy said the reduced contract was for 1.5 million. So if you issue a contract or a purchase order for 1.5 million, it means what you are procuring is 1.5 million. The guy said they supplied portion of what was contracted. And the portion that they paid, they supplied, they got paid for the portion that they supplied, which are the 8 vehicles. There are balanced 22 vehicles that were not paid for, that they didn't supply. So there's no contradiction. So the contract is 1.5. That's 1.5. Whether they receive all the items, that is clear that they didn't receive all the items, so they didn't pay for all the money.
Hubi, sorry.
Let me finish, please. Yeah. The guys are clear.
Finish.
The guys are clear in an email that they didn't deliver the balance 22 items because they didn't get paid or they didn't have any security for that payment. Because sometimes the security, you might issue a bank guarantee, issue a letter of LC, a letter of credit for your purchases. But because they didn't get a security for the payment, they didn't supply the balance. So, and that's what the regular said. Since they didn't supply the balance 22, but they didn't pay for them, we should ask the LMP whether they abandon the contract or they procure the other 22 from different suppliers. And that's a fair question. We can't just conclude on this email and say the guy paid 1 million.
Don't do that, man. That's mental. Don't do that. I say. Go ahead, Fubi.
The guys didn't receive the other 1.something million because they didn't supply the items for that. And the guy decided to be an independent agent. That one we can discuss that later. And they have the work through. But I don't see a contradiction there because the contract was for 1.5 million to supply a certain number of vehicles or other items. That was the contract.
Can I ask you a question for me?
Yeah.
What did the Justice Ministry say? How many vehicles did they buy? How much was allocated? And on their own press statement, let's read the Justice Ministry press statement. Fubi, I beg you, just be patient right here. This is Oswald Toy. The Liberia National Police subsequently assigned a white Toyota, right, Land Cruiser Prado. During LMP, we read this one. Let's go to the main one, right? From a fleet of vehicle procured RED in the past by the government of Liberia. Fubi, Dutch Health BV for the Liberia National Police. They procured RED in the past, fleet of vehicle value 1.5 million. And he went to say included pickups, jeeps, motorbikes, ambulances. Where are all these things? They already paid, they procured.
No, procurement doesn't mean pay.
Wait. I don't want to ask you the question now. Okay, so they procure, but they didn't pay for it?
Yes, you can buy without paying.
Oh, you can buy without paying?
You can buy without paying. You can buy without paying.
Okay, so you agree with me that they bought it from the BVF and they owe the man money? Is that what you saying? No, fully win. You can buy without paying. Let me agree with you. So they bought it, right? But they still owe the man. That's what you say. They owe the man balance money.
The contract stated 1.5 million. Out of the contract, they supply 8 vehicles. Out of the 8 vehicles, they receive 400 and some things.
You just said that they procured the vehicles. All right, Fubi, thank you. Let's move.
So it's not wrong.
Thank you, Fubi. Thank you. Okay, let's hear you.
You can buy without paying money, but the people say the people say they receive 400,000. The government say we procured. And Stanton, you said it right. Fleet of car that value 1.5 million. It's the past. Procured is the past. So mean they already paid for it. That's what the press conference said. That's why they came out. They clearly said it. And Fubi said, no, they just put it there. So, but why didn't